Today, I'm going to show you how to use NotebookLM and Google Gemini to automate literally anything in your business. This is brand new stuff. Google just dropped this and nobody's talking about it yet. You can build entire workflows without writing a single line of code. It's so easy, a third grader could do it. And the best part? It's completely free to start. This is going to change everything about how you work. NotebookLM is like having a super smart assistant that actually reads all your stuff. You can throw in documents, PDFs, websites, YouTube videos, anything. And it doesn't just summarize them. It connects all the dots between everything you feed it. So if you upload 10 different articles about SEO, it'll find patterns you never saw. It creates these audio overviews that sound like real people talking. Those robotic voices that make you want to throw your phone. These are actual conversations between two AI hosts discussing your content. It's wild. Google Gemini is the brain behind all this. It's Google's most advanced AI model. And when you combine it with NotebookLM, you get something powerful. You can ask it questions about your entire knowledge base. You can have it write content based on multiple sources. You can automate research that would normally take you days. And here's the kicker. Most people have no idea how to use these tools together. They're just scratching the surface. Let me show you exactly what this can do. You're running an agency like me. You've got client documents everywhere, meeting notes, strategy docs, research reports. It's chaos. With NotebookLM, you dump all of that in, every single piece. You ask it questions like, what are the main challenges client X is facing? And it pulls from everything, every document, every note, every conversation. It gives you a complete answer in seconds. This used to take hours of digging through files. Wait, there's more. You can use this for content creation. Upload your best performing blog posts into NotebookLM. Add your competitors' content. Throw in some industry reports. Ask Gemini to analyze what makes your top content work. It'll spot patterns in your writing style. It'll find gaps in your competitors' content. It'll give you topics nobody else is covering. You just created a content strategy in 10 minutes that most people spend weeks building. The audio overview feature is insane. You select your sources, click one button, and NotebookLM creates a podcast-style discussion about your content. Two AI voices having an actual conversation. They debate points. They ask each other questions. They explain complex ideas in simple terms. I've used this to turn boring research papers into engaging audio I can listen to while driving. You can turn your own content into podcasts without recording anything. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. NotebookLM just got one of the biggest updates ever. 2 new features dropped this week that should completely change how you use it. I'm going to run you through Gemini integration and AI Ultra access. NotebookLM is officially joining the Google Ultra plan. Rolling out today, subscribers now get the following in NotebookLM. So that includes highest access to Gemini's latest models, highest feature limits for the features you love, like audio and video overview, slide decks, largest notebook size with the most number of sources per notebook, and priority access to features like the reintroduction of the long option for slide decks and the removal of watermarks on slide decks and infographics, which I think is super useful right there. So basically, they have joined the Ultra plan and you can upgrade it right now. And that's one of the updates. The next update, and this is something really interesting, is that Google now links NotebookLM notebooks to Gemini, apparently. Now, I haven't got this feature yet. I think it's still rolling out. But what you can see here, as you can see from this screenshot, you can see that now Google rolling this out, I believe, for NotebookLM. You can see that you can now upload NotebookLM directly inside Gemini if you've got the latest features. So if you go to this tab right here, click the plus sign. Obviously, you can see I don't have it yet, but I think it is rolling out to new users, as you can see. And then here's an example of it being used. So you can actually include the NotebookLM update directly inside there. I'm going to be showing you exactly how to use NotebookLM today if you've never tested it out. It's an amazing tool. You can actually get a free version of it as well, which is great. And you can also see some more people talking about it here, some of the more latest updates, etc. But it is a slow rollout as well. But yeah, essentially, this is how it works. Here's a video of it actually being tested out. So you can see here, you can actually upload the notebook directly inside Gemini, which is going to be great. They link together, kind of like a projects inside Notebook as well. Again, I don't have the feature, but apparently it's coming. So let's see. If you have any questions as we go along as well, feel free to ask. And that way we can make sure you get the most value out of this live stream as possible. Or just crack into this. If you've never used Notebook before, this is what it looks like, and it is a free tool that you can use. Now, you can automate like videos, you can use it as like an AI powered research partner, you can add your notes, study guides, etc. If you want to get access to this, just go to try NotebookLM over here, and then inside NotebookLM you'll see all of the notebooks, and if you've never created one, just go to create notebook over here, and then you can start building out whatever you want. Now, essentially, this is kind of like a research partner where you can build stuff out directly. And some people are going to say, I need to be technical to use AI tools. But I think the right belief here is like the best AI tools are actually built for normal people. So, for example, the whole point of great technology is it hides the complexity of using these AI tools. And if you can send an email, you can use NotebookLM. So, for example, like Thomas Edison didn't make electricity for engineers. He made it for everyone. You can flip a light switch without understanding how power plants work. It's the same with NotebookLM, right? You don't have to type code. You don't have to learn programming. You just upload a document and click a button, and that's it. All right. So if you go inside here, you can start uploading sources. So, for example, here we can plug in a YouTube video. And if I go over to my YouTube channel, so I'm just going to mute this, we can take a video. So I'll take this new video about NotebookLM and plug that in over here, click insert. And now we can use that as a source, right? Now you could use multiple different videos as a source as well. So for example, if I wanted to take everything that I have about NotebookLM, I can just plug in all the sources over here. Let's take this NotebookLM one as well. So I'll just take all my latest videos on NotebookLM and use these as sources to build out the custom trained notebook, as you can see. So we've inserted those into our notebook. You can see those on the left-hand side. And then you've got the sort of custom, it's like a custom GPT inside here. So you can start typing and asking what it wants, right? So for example, you can ask it about the latest updates or Gemini Ultra or which professional workflows primarily targeted, etc. And then just start typing inside here. Now, the other cool thing here is that you can select infographics, you can build out slide decks, quizzes, flashcards, reports, mind map, video overview, audio overview, and then we can start building this out. You can see that some of these will be really quick to generate. Some of these are going to take a while, but it's loading all of these based on the custom information we have inside here, right? So it's all trained up on the information we have, right? And then you can actually edit these directly here as well. So you can, for example, if you were customizing the quiz, you can have fewer questions or more questions or standard, and then you can change the level of difficulty. So it could be easy, hard, or medium. Vic says, just started with LM today, also looking at how it can help college students. Yeah, so here's one of the cool things, right? If you're a college student, you can load in a source here. And then inside here, you can load up like all the information that you're trying to learn. So let's say, for example, back in the day, I used to have a course about marketing business, right? That was one of the things I had to learn about, was like global marketing or something like that. And you get this huge textbook that was just ridiculously big, like 300 pages, and you have to memorize it all. And so what you could do if you wanted to memorize this quickly is you plug it in here, and then you could create a quiz deck that you just learn from every day, right? And you quiz yourself on the notes. And I think that's one of the best ways to learn without overwhelming yourself. So that's one way. The other thing you could do is you could actually go inside here and you say, okay, I'm trying to study for a exam about NotebookLM, just as a random example. Give me some flashcards where I can learn and test myself based on the updates from NotebookLM, right? And you could actually create flashcards, I think, from NotebookLM, and it will understand what you mean. So you can see here is great. Okay, we're going to get the gist, we're going to assess relevance, and then we're going to go from there. All right, we'll come back to that in a second. Alex says, what's your opinion about GPT 5.2? No, it's not better than GPT 3 Pro. It is absolutely terrible. And honestly, like, I compared it against GPT 4 yesterday on my live stream. If you haven't checked this out, check it out here. I've actually got an edited version as well on my channel. Created so many videos, can't remember where I found it. I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. I compared Claude versus Gemini versus GPT 5.2. Claude destroyed everyone. It's just too good. So I'd recommend going with Claude. I love the camera feature on mobile. I haven't really tested out the mobile app that much, but I bet it's good. I bet there's some cool stuff you can do in there. What sort of stuff can you do with the camera option on mobile? I'd be interested to know. You can see now it's creating these flashcards that we could then just load into something like Anki flashcards and use this to test ourselves. So if you've never used flashcards, basically a lot of people use this to learn, especially if it's like really in-depth stuff. I actually use it day to day, and then you could use this to create your own Anki flashcards on the website, right? And it is free to use. And basically you would grab the closed card notes like so. So for example, like this, let me copy that. You see how it's got this closed caption here? That's the word that we have to guess when we get the flashcard, right? So if we plug this into Anki like this, right, you can see we've selected the type as closed. NotebookLM has automated that. And then we've got the closed flashcard right there, and that's a word we'll have to guess, right? And if you think, okay, that's not useful, then you can change the word that you want it to be closed, right? I actually use this every day. For when I learn about business, I just create notes and then I turn that hidden word into a closed caption, and then I have to guess a word each time to make sure that I remember what I'm doing, right? And if we need to edit it, we can. And like I said, if you want to change one of the words, you just copy that, paste it over the top. You can actually have 2 words to guess as well, so you can change that to 2, and then you just run through the deck, right? So you can see here on the decks, we have decks for each stuff. So that's how it works. Let's see what we got here on the questions. Take image of my handwritten notes or a classroom blackboard. That's pretty useful. I like the idea of that. Michelle says, all of these features in NotebookLM are quite amazing. Game changer for getting things done. I would agree. There's so much good stuff there. Michelle says, what a great study hack. And then Vic says, millions of young high-tech college students around the world looking for ways to learn faster for longer. Yeah, I would agree. And I think even if you're an entrepreneur, right? For me, like typically my audience is entrepreneurs. I would say that like the learning never stops, right? You always watching videos on YouTube or studying courses, etc. I mean, the AI Profit Boardroom, we've got 1,800 members inside there learning and studying from us. And so the more you can retain this information, the better you're going to do. And most of the time, we don't need to learn new things even. We just need to be reminded. And I think that's one of the best things about flashcards, for example, because you're using spaced repetition to go through the old notes and to learn stuff, to reflect back on what you've learned so far. So if we have a look inside here, we've now got most of the outputs being done. We just need the video overview and the slide deck. We're waiting for those to be ready. But you can see here, for example, we've got the podcast, we've got the notebook quiz, the infographic, etc. Right? So if we click on this, is the infographic, and it's pretty much perfect. If you look at the text, etc., it's basically taking all the information from the video sources that we plugged in, and then it's created like a beautiful page, a beautiful infographic that we can actually download, and it has no watermark, right? So you see how there's no watermark down here, whereas the old versions of infographics you create, if you're not on the Ultra plan or it's an old version, it will have the watermark down here. So pretty cool. Let's have a look as well. We should have the slide deck ready. Oh, it's created flashcards there as well. Look at that. Nice. All right. If we go back here, we've got the slide deck still being generated. But yeah, you get the point. And then this is an old version. So this is an older infographic that was generated a few weeks ago. And you see how there's a watermark down there, right? So there's a watermark on the actual content. Whereas on the new infographics you generate with AI Ultra, you don't seem to have those from what I can see. Let me just double check that. Oh, you do seem to have that. Maybe I've just not got the feature for watermarks, removing them. I don't know. Anyway, what else we got here? The infographics are incredible. I would agree. Player props. Wow, how can I use it for? Yeah, so anything that you want to learn from, you can just plug inside here, right? So you just add in the sources, and then you can test yourself here, and then you can create infographics and that sort of thing on the right-hand side. So that's basically how it works. So it's going to go back to Notebook Ultra. Let me just check the infographics. So this is a new infographic. Yeah, look at that. So there's no watermark, right? The watermarks have gone if you're on the AI Ultra plan. But if the infographics are like old, the watermarks will still be there. That's the difference. We've also got the slide deck as well. And you see how there's no watermarks on there because we're on the Ultra plan. That's the difference as well. So before in the slide decks, you would have watermarks. Now they've gone, which is great because if you're doing a presentation for your company or whatever, you don't want NotebookLM or automated by NotebookLM to be at the bottom, right? That wouldn't be good at all. But yeah, the infographics and just the designs are incredible overall. If we have a look at this, for example, the way it's designed is super nice. You can change this as well, so you can customize it inside the slide deck section here. So you can switch between detailed there, presenter slides, choose the length, long, default, or short, change the language, and then decide like what style you want. And then inside the settings here, let's say, for example, you're trying to learn, well, you would select learning guide here, but you can change it to custom as well. So for example, that could be like respond to PhD student level or pretend to be a role-playing game host, etc. So if we go back to this slide deck now, open this up, let's see if it actually makes sense. It's all designed nicely. The text itself is perfect. The images and the graphics are beautiful, aren't they? And this is something that you used to hire freelancers for or to get a team to do, but now you can just get this tool to do it. And if you're not too fussed about the watermarks, you can even do it for free. Even the quotes at the bottom are super nice. Insane, that's what we're talking about. Insane in the membrane, cut the check says. So there we go. And then it's even included like custom prompts and that sort of thing. You can download it, you can play it as well. So you can play a full screen, and then we can X off there. Let's see what else we got. We got the...
Okay, let's unpack this.
But if you want to get the video notes from today, we actually got them inside the AI Success Lab, free community, link in the comments description. So if you go to the classroom here, then go to new automation section, you'll see all the video notes from here. So you can get all the video notes inside this free community for AI. You connect with 38,000 AI builders inside there as well. And then you can see the 30-day step-by-step plan. So it shows you exactly how to master this stuff, how to use it step-by-step, full 30-day plan right there, along with a bunch of tools you can learn from, etc. And that's all inside the AI Success Lab. So if we go back inside here, we've now got the flashcards, we've got everything else. What else can we use here? Yeah, this is a mind map as well. So it maps out the whole process of what we're learning, which I think is super useful for anyone who's trying to learn something. And then you can actually ask questions about it if you click on this, right? So if you click on that, it will generate more and deeper sections of the mind map based on that, right? So you see how we keep clicking into these things, and then it will generate more and more depth and layers to the mind map as we go along. Michelle says, great, thanks, happy to help. And then Jay says, can this replace the customer support bot on the website? You can't really embed these, right? If you want to learn about building customer support bots, I would recommend the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description. So if you put if you go inside here, you'll see a bunch of different ways that we've created different agents, right? So for example, we actually have an automated 11 Labs AI agent on the website that handles customer service questions and that sort of thing. I would recommend something like that instead. It's going to be a lot better. Whereas like NotebookLM is great, but you can't embed it onto websites yet. Maybe that'll come in the future. We should have the video generated as well. So you can see that right there. I'm just going to play that back. I'm going to mute the page, but you can see it playing right here. So if you want to see the video, here you go.
So what if your research notes could do more than just store information? What if they could actually think with you? That's exactly the promise we're going to dive into today. We're looking at Google's NotebookLM and how it's
So let's play this back.
becoming this personal AI that's really changing the entire research game. You know that feeling, right? Every researcher, student, or creator has been there. You are literally drowning in a sea of PDFs, Word docs, random notes you scribbled down, and oh yeah, a browser with about a million tabs open. The hardest part isn't even finding the info anymore. It's trying to connect all the dots.
Reminds me of Blinkist in the way that it's narrated. And then you also see at the bottom right here, it's got the watermark. So on the videos, you still have the watermark, which is annoying.
So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we'll talk about that universal headache of research. Then we'll see how NotebookLM acts like this amazing all-in-one inbox. After that, we'll get into the really cool stuff. It's AI brain.
But the video itself is designed really nicely. It looks really cool. And you can create podcasts as well inside there too. What is the purpose of adding a note back into source material? And so I don't fully understand the question, but if you mean what's the point of adding a new source over here? The reason that you add a new source is so it's custom trained on what you want, right? So you just add a new source here because you want to train it on exactly what you want. Can you put the logo over it in Canva? I think you could probably open up the PDF and then put the logo over it that way, maybe. I've never really tested it, but I think you could probably edit the PDF or the PowerPoint, or you could probably do it inside like Google Slides as well. That might be a different option. So you can download it here and then that'll open it up as a PDF, and then you can edit it as a PDF inside whatever you use to edit PDFs. But yeah, it's a really cool update. Lots of cool stuff right there. Some people say free tools can't be as good as the expensive ones, but I would say free tools backed by tech giants often beat the paid alternatives. So if you remember when Google Maps launched, there were expensive GPS devices like Garmin, Tom, that would dominate in the market, and these were super expensive. Then Google said, here's better maps, better directions, real traffic, and you get it for free inside Google Maps. Those GPS companies never recovered. Nobody uses them anymore. So NotebookLM is basically Google's AI research assistant. They're not charging because they want millions of people to use it. They want people learning from it and making it better. And so you're getting a tool that would normally cost quite a lot before, but you get it for zero now, which is pretty awesome. Let's check this out as well. So what else can we do here? One of the other cool things I like to do is just plug in these. So for example, like this is really good for training my team. I plug in this for how to do sales on the left-hand side, which is like our playbook in the company for doing sales calls. Now this is custom trained so that if my team have any questions, they don't need to come to me. They can just go straight inside the custom GPT and build it out that way. Jay says, so this is like creating a custom GPT inside ChatGPT. Yeah, it's very similar. But the difference is like with ChatGPT, number one 5.2 is pretty bad, right? The new update from ChatGPT was pretty bad so far. But number two is if you go inside one of these tools, you can't create videos, you can't create podcasts, you can't create slide decks that are actually good. You can't create flashcards or anything like that, right? And so like in ChatGPT, you just don't get the same functionality. And bear in mind, this is powered by Gemini 3, which is one of the best tools in the world for coding and getting AI responses. And then also it's powered by Nano Banana, and Nano Banana plus Google's voice agents are 10 times better. So I think you're going to get much better outputs and much more interesting outputs, especially multimedia ones, directly from NotebookLM. Whereas, for example, inside ChatGPT, it's just is super basic. It's not that interesting. And also like every new update that I see from ChatGPT is just not that good. Is there a way to get a chat that is more detailed? Yeah. So you can just go inside the settings here and then you just say what you want, right? So you can actually change the settings to be longer instead of shorter. And that's how you do it, right? So you just switch the settings over here to be longer, not shorter. Now, some people say, I don't have time to learn another tool. The right tool will save you time from day one. So for example, like Henry Ford, he didn't ask his workers to learn complicated machinery. He designed the assembly lines so simple that anyone could do their job in minutes. And NotebookLM takes less than 5 minutes to understand. You basically upload, click, and you're done. So the question isn't, do I have time for this? Or do I have time to learn from this? The question is, can I afford to keep doing things the slow way? Because every hour you spend manually making slides or manually researching or manually creating summaries, that's an hour you could be doing something that actually moves your business forward. And so you really want to be thinking, okay, like how can I learn this stuff quickly? Now, if we go inside here as well, we can do the audio overview. One of the other things to note here is like inside the audio overviews, you can actually create outputs in different languages, which I think is great. Like I wish I had that when I was learning Chinese, for example, because you can actually go inside the outputs and then you can change the language and interact with the AI directly as well, which is really cool with the voice. So if you go inside this podcast, for example, they have this like interactive mode where you can go inside the podcast and interact directly with the podcast itself. Let me show you an example. So if we go inside this one, you see how it says interactive mode right there? With interactive mode, we can speak directly to the podcast if you just hit play and then join. So it's pretty simple and easy to use like that as well. If we had to compare like the old way and the new way, the old way was like spending hours reading documents manually. The new upload everything into NotebookLM, just get instant summaries and mind maps. The old way was like hiring a designer for infographics. The new way is NotebookLM creates professional infographics in 30 seconds. You just click a button. The old way was like building PowerPoint slides from scratch. The new way is generating complete slide decks with one click. And also a lot of people used to search Google for hours to find the right sources. Whereas inside NotebookLM, you can actually use deep research and organize the sources for you. If you've never tried deep research, basically you go over here, then you just click on deep research, and then you can type in the topic you want to learn about, right? So if I wanted to, for example, create a new notebook and learn about a new topic, I can click on try deep research, select that, select whether we want to search from web or Google Drive. So you can actually take your own content from Google Drive. I'm just going to select web for now. And then inside here, for example, let's say we're trying to learn about school, right? Building school communities. I can put that in. Or let's say, for example, you have a constraint in your business. You could be like, okay, how to improve retention and churn rates in school communities. Then we could plug that in, hit go, and we're ready to go on that. Scully says, hey, Julian, been loving your videos. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Storybox Maker says, crazy me, I wanted the chat to refresh and could not find a button. So I did it the new way and typed, please refresh. Thumbs up. Awesome. So just waiting for this to plan out, and I'll show you how deep research works in a minute. Yeah, this is basically it. So NotebookLM is basically like Google's free AI research assistant. I think of it like having a super smart helper who can read all your documents, remember everything, and create beautiful content from your ideas. So it only uses your documents. You don't have to use random internet stuff if you don't want to. Every answer includes citations so you can verify it. It's free for most of the features, unless you want to remove watermarks. You can create audio slides, video, infographics from your sources, and it never really hallucinates or makes stuff up because it only pulls from what you give it. And this is different from chat of AI tools because Notebook is purpose built for working with your knowledge, specifically trained to you, right? So we'll wait for that to load. That's still analyzing. In the meantime, let me share with you some of the stuff that we've got inside the free giveaway today. So this is the inside the AI Success Lab. You can grab the notes from today. Again, you get like the community with 38,000 members. You get the classroom with all of my best new automation templates and workflows. And then if you go inside the new NotebookLM section here, you can see that we've talked you through, okay, what are the new updates here? For example, slides and infographics, deep research. It shows you exactly how to use it and what to use it for, how to discover new sources, how to do interactive audio overviews and mind maps as well. All right. And we've also created here a 30-day framework for learning how to use NotebookLM. So if you want to learn how to use NotebookLM, you want actions for each day so that you can move the ball forward and just really master this stuff. We've got a full 30-day action plan inside the AI Success Lab. And this is all directly inside here. So it takes you from day one, where you're a complete beginner, as you can see, to setting up your first notebook, to really mastering this stuff, learning how to use deep research, learning how to build workflows, learning how to use the advanced features and scale it, right? And also some example prompts as well that you can use here for building this stuff out, and some tools that you can build with it as well. Right? And if you're wondering, okay, like maybe AI is difficult to use or it's challenging, etc., here's what I would say, right? The great thing about this stuff is that back in the day, you needed a team to create professional content. Now, with one person, the right tools, you're going to beat your competitors, right? And you can see all the wins inside the AI Profit Boardroom. This is my community where people learn about how to use AI. They get daily coaching, all my best automations, etc. Link in the comments description if you want to join the AI Profit Boardroom. And you can see here that we just share our wins. 40 comments on this particular post, like loads of people winning and sharing cool stuff. I actually shared a new website that I built using Claude Opus, and you can see like all the comments, all the cool feedback. Michelle, who joins the live streams and joined the live stream today, mentioned this, and yeah, there's so much cool stuff in there. For example, Johan was sharing his wins. He actually did an impromptu show and tell of his voice agent in a networking event, right? So he went to a networking event and just shared what he was doing. So shout out to Johan, he's crushing it. Michelle said, I have finally created clones I don't hate so I can show up without showing up, and especially being in a wheelchair whilst trying to keep up with things so fast. So I can't do the long hours, been precious, still free for 21 years. This stuff like this is super inspirational, right? So shout out to Michelle for taking action, for not letting anything help stop her, just really taking it up a notch in terms of like how to use AI, right? If Michelle can use AI, anyone can use AI. So shout out to Michelle. That's an amazing story right there. That sort of stuff is amazing to see, right? JB says, I use Claude to develop a customer's brand snapshot and organize a strategy to implement automations for the most important tasks. After 2 meetings, they accepted my proposal, set it all up for them, right? So shout out to JB for landing a client. Like, that's absolutely amazing. Good on you. Kevin created a song for events, programs, and offers. So this is not just hype or some people are using it or some people aren't, etc. This is like, people are actually using this to win with AI. People are using this to learn this stuff. By the way, if you want to DM me inside the AI Profit Boardroom, just hover over my name and click chat, and there you go. Chris says, great job on the clone and videos. And yeah, there's so many wins there. Right, that's from one day ago. You see all these other wins that we're sharing and all the cool stuff everyone's doing inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if you want to check this out, link in the comments and description. So let's go back to the deep research inside NotebookLM. You can see it's taken the top 35 sources right here, right? So it's created a report with all the top sources about how to build a community, about school, about how to keep members engaged, etc. And then it's using that to generate it. So it's pretty amazing. Zama says, you're in Bangkok. I am indeed. How is the AI success? How is the free group different from the AI Profit Boardroom? So the free group is just a collection of our videos and some notes and stuff. Inside, I would say like the community is much more active inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Also, it's the only place that I connect with people, right? So inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, like it's the only place that I'll actually respond to DMs and reply to people. It's the only place where we share our wins. And also there's exclusive training you won't find anywhere else. So for example, like how I create the AI avatar videos, how I automate all the content creation across all our social media platforms, how I get clients with the agency course, all the call recordings from the coaching calls that we do daily, all my best AI SEO automations, even my YouTube roadmap is all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You won't find that anywhere else. Also, you get free access to the SEO Elite Circle as you become a member of the AI Profit Boardroom. So you get 2 for 1. And then additionally, inside the calendar here, you can see we do daily coaching calls, and you won't get these coaching calls anywhere else. So yeah, it's awesome. And then inside the community as well, this is more like you can connect with more serious people, right? So the problem with a free group is anyone could post in there, anyone could join, and like most people don't know what they're doing or what they're talking about. Whereas inside the AI Profit Boardroom, this is like serious people, really focused, and we moderate it very carefully to make sure that we have the best people inside there. You can see how much engagement all this stuff is getting, right? So for example, Antoinette introduced herself. She gets 21 comments within 2 days. It's crazy how much interaction and how powerful it is. So yeah, there we go. Scully, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Scully says, but I'm building a awesome website for a local restaurant. Appreciate it. And then Prasanna says, compare to Kimi and NotebookLM slides for PowerPoint, which is best for students, accurate info point of view. Yeah, so let's have a look. So we got over here, this is Kimi, and then we've got NotebookLM on the left-hand side. And so if we go inside Kimi slides here, you take a look, I mean, we're on the free plan. You can upload files, but you don't seem to be able to add sources, right? And then also you can attach like a PDF or whatever, but you have to upload the sources manually. So it's a lot more work to use Kimi, whereas inside Notebook, you'll find all the sources for you using the deep research. The other thing as well, like from what I can see inside Kimi here, inside the slide section, like you can't really create videos or podcasts or interactive podcasts or anything like that, right? Whereas inside NotebookLM, you actually can. And you can just import these. So you can click and import here. And then to generate like a mind map or reports, flashcards or quizzes or infographics, slide decks, etc. It's all inside here. It's super easy to create. Whereas Kimi is like very limited, right? It feels like ChatGPT. And again, I wouldn't use ChatGPT because it's so limited in terms of what you can do. So That's what I'd say the difference is. And yeah, we've talked you through everything that we've mentioned today. So thanks very much for watching. As I mentioned, inside the AI Success Lab, you can get a free community and you get access to all the new automations and notes on each of these new updates. So 5.2 versus Opus versus Gemini, NotebookLM plus Perplexity plus Gemini, the new NotebookLM updates, etc. And all of these have notes like you see here. So we create very in-depth guides and then we put them inside the AI Success Lab if you want to get free access to that stuff. If you're serious about AI, if you really want to scale your business, if you want to build stuff out with this, get it inside the AI Profit Board. Inside here, we have an awesome community of serious AI builders sharing their wins and what's working right now with AI. It's the only place that I'll connect with people personally. And then inside the classroom here, you can see all of our best courses. For example, we have a 6-week automation masterclass that shows you how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. And that's in week 1. Each week, you learn more and more advanced and interesting skills with AI. On top of that, we update this. So you can see here, for example, we're always updating and adding new notes inside the classroom. And then additionally, inside the playbook, you can see we've got all of our best tools for X, right? Shorts, how to automate your emails, how to save thousands of hours with AI, how to automate AI avatar videos. Like everything is inside here. So it's pretty awesome. Lots of cool stuff inside there. Scully says GLM 4.5 is pretty powerful. I think we've got GLM. I think we did a video on GLM 4.6. So there might be a new update even after that. And then if you want to generate more leads, get more customers for social media, etc., we have all our best automations inside here. These are just plug and play workflows. And if you like NA10, we have tons of cool automations here. So for example, like video-based NA10 automations, so scraping, social media, audio, email, website, etc. Everything you need to learn about AI and automation is inside the AI Board. Additionally, we do 4 weekly coaching calls. And if you can't make the coaching calls, no problem. You can watch the recordings back inside the classroom, or you can just jump on the coaching calls and connect with everyone. And these are with an AI automation expert. We actually have a PhD scientist who is new. NotebookLM plus Gemini update is insane. Google just dropped the biggest NotebookLM and Gemini update of the year, and it changes everything about how you use AI to run your business. We're talking cinematic AI videos from your notes. Your notebook's now synced across 2 powerful tools and features that used to cost a full production team, now done in seconds. This is not a small update. This is a whole new way to work. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to use all of this to save time and grow faster. Now, let's get into it. So first, let me set the scene. NotebookLM has been one of the most underrated AI tools out there. You upload your documents, your PDFs, your notes, and it becomes your personal research assistant that only uses your sources. No hallucinations, no made up stuff, just clean, accurate answers from your own content. But Google just took it way further. 3 massive updates just dropped, and they all work together. So let me break them down one by one. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's out there helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to give you the latest AI updates that actually matter. And Julian reads every single comment. So drop yours below and let him know what you think. This is the one that changes your workflow. Google just introduced notebooks inside the Gemini app, and here's what that means. Before this, NotebookLM and Gemini were 2 separate tools. You do your research in NotebookLM, then have to manually bring that context into Gemini. It was annoying. It slowed you down. Now they're connected. Any source you add in NotebookLM automatically shows up in Gemini. Any notebook you build in Gemini syncs straight to NotebookLM. You add something once, it appears everywhere. There's a brand new notebook section in the Gemini sidebar. Every chat now has an option to save it to a notebook. You can add files, websites, Drive documents, copied text, all in one place, and Gemini uses all of that context to give you way sharper, more relevant answers. And by the way, if you want to learn how to use AI tools like NotebookLM to automate your business and save hundreds of hours, the AI Profit Boardroom is the place to be. It's the best community for business owners who want to use AI to scale without working more. Link is in the comments and description. Think of it like this. You've got your AI Profit Boardroom content library, your community SOPs, your onboarding docs, your member resources. You drop all of that into a notebook. Now, every time you open Gemini, it already knows your business. You don't have to re-explain anything. You don't have to paste context into every prompt. It's just there. That alone is a massive time saver. And you can even set custom instructions. So Gemini knows the tone you want, the way you communicate, what to focus on. You set it once. It works every time. This is rolling out now for Google AI Ultra Pro and Plus subscribers on the web. Free users are getting it in the coming weeks. Now, here's where things get really interesting, and this is the open loop I want you to hold in your head until we get there. What if you could take all your research, all your notes, all your content, and turn it into a full cinematic video? Not a slideshow, not bullet points with voiceover, A real video, with animations, with motion, with narration. That's what just dropped, and we'll get there in a minute. But first, update 2. Google pushed back-end improvements to how NotebookLM processes and understands your content. Here's the big one. NotebookLM now uses the full 1 million token context window of Gemini across all plans. That means it can analyze way more content at once. Massive document collections, long research projects, hundreds of pages, all processed together. On top of that, they increased multi-turn conversation capacity by more than 6 times. So you can have longer, deeper conversations with your notebook without it forgetting what you talked about earlier. It stays coherent, it stays relevant. And there's something new called goals. You can now set a goal for each notebook, a specific role or objective for the AI to adopt. So instead of a generic assistant, you can tell it to act like a business strategist, a content planner, a customer research analyst, whatever fits your project. Now, let's talk about update 3, because this is the one I've been saving. You know the old video overviews in NotebookLM? They were basically narrated slideshows. You uploaded your notes, it made a deck, added a voiceover. Fine, useful, but not exciting. What just dropped is completely different. NotebookLM can now take your uploaded sources, your PDFs, your Google Docs, your research notes, your web articles, and turn them into fully animated cinematic explainer videos, real videos, with fluid animations, motion graphics, narration, visual transitions. And the way it does this is wild. Google is using 3 AI models working together. Gemini acts as the creative director. It reads your sources, decides the narrative, picks the visual style and format. Then Imagen generates the visuals, custom graphics matched to your content. Then Veo brings it all to life with animation and movement. Gemini is making hundreds of structural and stylistic decisions behind the scenes. It's not picking a template. It's building something unique to your content every time. So here's a real example of what this looks like in practice. Say you want to create a video explaining what the AI Profit Boardroom is and why business owners should join. You paste in your community description, your member benefits, some testimonials from your members, your FAQ page. You hit generate. And NotebookLM builds you a cinematic explainer video, animated, narrated, structured to tell the story of your community in a way that actually holds attention. That used to take a video team, a scriptwriter, a motion designer, hours of back and forth. Now it's a few minutes and a document upload, and the customization options are getting better too. You can now choose from 10 different infographic styles to match the vibe of your output: scientific, professional, editorial, sketch note, and more. You can also revise slide decks now with specific feedback, and the AI regenerates them fast. There's also PPTX export now. So if you're working in Microsoft PowerPoint, you can take your AI-generated slides and drop them straight into your existing workflow. No more PDF-only lock-in. For mobile users, your flashcard and quiz progress now saves across sessions. So if you're using NotebookLM to learn something, study it on your phone, come back later, and it picks up right where you left off. Now, cinematic video overviews are currently for Google AI Ultra subscribers. That's the premium tier. It's not cheap. But if you're a content creator, a business owner, someone who regularly needs to turn research into presentable content, the time you save is real. Let me also touch on something that's flying under the radar. There's a new memory import feature in Gemini. Inside your settings, you can now import memory and context from other AI tools. So if you've built up a workflow in another AI, you can bring that context into Gemini. That's a big deal for anyone running multi-tool AI setups. And Google also expanded access to NotebookLM for Workspace Enterprise and education users. So if your business is running on Google Workspace, your whole team can now use NotebookLM notebooks as sources directly inside Gemini. That means your team's research, documents, and workflows can all be centralized in one connected AI environment. So let me bring this all together. What Google just built is an end-to-end AI knowledge system. You do your research, you organize it into a notebook. That notebook syncs across Gemini and NotebookLM. Gemini uses it to answer questions, write content, and plan projects. NotebookLM uses it to generate audio overviews, cinematic videos, infographics, and slide decks. Every piece connects to every other piece. Nothing is wasted. Nothing needs to be re-explained. And for business owners who want to move faster, do more with less, and stop repeating themselves, this is exactly the kind of tool stack that makes that possible. Here's what I'd suggest you do right now. Pick one project you're working on. Could be an offer, a product, a content series, whatever it is. Go to NotebookLM, create a notebook, and upload everything you have on that project. Set a goal for the notebook that matches what you're trying to achieve. Then connect it to Gemini and start using it as your project partner. That one habit will save you hours every week. And when you start seeing what cinematic video overviews can do with that content, it's going to change how you think about content production completely. Now, if you want the full process SOPs and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Profit Boardroom. Learn how to automate your workflows with tools like NotebookLM and scale your business with AI automation. The link is in the comments and description. And if you want free access to all the video notes, prompts, and a community of 45,000 members who are crushing it with AI, join the AI Success Lab. It's completely free. Link is in the comments and description. You'll get everything from this video, plus way more in there. New NotebookLM update is insane. NotebookLM just dropped something wild, quizzes, flashcards, and now it tells you exactly what to study next. This is the AI study tool that just got a massive upgrade. Today, I'm breaking down every new feature so you can use it right now. Let's go. Let's talk about NotebookLM, because if you've been sleeping on this tool, this update is your wake-up call. Here's the deal. NotebookLM has always been one of the most underrated AI tools out there. You upload your documents, your notes, your PDFs, and it becomes basically a genius assistant that knows everything inside those files. The new update just took things to a whole new level. They didn't just tweak it, they rebuilt the learning experience from the ground up. And if you run a business, manage a team, or you're trying to actually retain knowledge instead of just consuming it, this matters a lot. Let me break it down. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian reads every single comment, so drop something below and let him know what you think of this one. Here's what changed. Before, NotebookLM could generate quizzes and flashcards from your source material. That was already cool. Now, after you finish a set, something new happens. You get a summary, not just a score, a full summary of the topics you just covered, broken down clearly so you can see what you actually went through. And this is the part that's kind of a game changer, it gives you suggestions on what to study next. So it's not just testing you, it's guiding you. It's acting like a tutor that watches how you do and then tells you, hey, here's what you should focus on. That's a big deal, because most people study the wrong stuff. They spend time going over things they already know and skip the gaps. NotebookLM is now trying to fix that. Here's the other piece of this update that I want to highlight. There's a new regenerate tool. What does it do? If there are specific topics you want more practice on, you can regenerate the quiz or flashcard set focused on just those topics. So let's say you're going through a set of flashcards about AI automation. You nail most of it, but there's one section on prompt engineering that you keep getting wrong. Instead of going through the whole set again, you hit regenerate, tell it to focus on prompt engineering, and it builds you a brand new set just on that. That's targeted practice. That's how you actually learn things. Not by repeating everything, but by drilling down into your weak spots. This is honestly how top performers train. They don't practice everything. They identify the gap and they hammer that specific gap until it's gone. And now NotebookLM does that for you automatically, because I don't just want to talk about features. I want to show you how this can actually help you build something real. So let's use the AI Profit Boardroom as an example. The AI Profit Boardroom is our premium community, the best place to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds of hours using AI automation. And I'll tell you more about that in a second. Here's the thing. New members join, they need to get up to speed fast. There's a lot to learn about AI tools, automation workflows, prompt engineering, and how to apply all of this to a real business. Here's what you could do with NotebookLM. You take all your onboarding material, SOPs, training docs, video transcripts, frameworks, and you upload them into NotebookLM. Then you use the quiz and flashcard feature to create a self-study system for new members. That's AI automation working for your business. And that's exactly the kind of system we help you build inside the AI Profit Boardroom, where we've got hundreds of members already doing this exact kind of thing. If you want to learn how to automate your business with AI tools like NotebookLM, the AI Profit Boardroom is the place. We go deep on tools, workflows, and real implementation. Not just theory, actual systems that work. Check the link in the description. Here's a prompt you could use. Generate a set of 10 flashcards based on the key AI automation concepts in this document. Some practical definitions, real use cases, and step-by-step processes a new member would need to understand in their first week. Now, the flashcards. After the set, use the new summary feature to see which areas need more reinforcement, and hit regenerate and drill into those specific topics. What you've just built in about 10 minutes is a custom training system for your team or your community, powered by your own content. No extra tools, no extra cost. That's the kind of thing that used to take weeks to build manually. Most business owners read stuff. They consume content. Watch videos, read articles, go through courses. Do they actually retain it? Probably not. And that's the real problem. It's not access to information. There's more information available right now than any human could ever process. The problem is retention, application, actually using what you learn. NotebookLM's new quiz and flashcard system is directly solving that problem. And here's an open loop for you, because we're going to come back to this. There are more ways to use this tool for your business than just studying. We'll get into that. Let's go deeper. You've got a team. Maybe it's a small team, 3, 5, 10 people. And you need everyone on the same page with how you use AI tools inside your business. Here's what you do. You create a NotebookLM notebook specifically for your internal AI training. You upload everything, your SOPs, your AI prompt library, your workflow docs, your Loom video transcripts, and you use it as a training hub. New hires go through it. They take the quizzes. The summary tells them what they understood and what needs more work. They use regenerate to drill specific areas. And the best part? You're not the one doing the training anymore. The system does it. You built it once, and it runs. Okay, so I want to go back to the summary feature because I think people are going to underestimate this. After every quiz or flashcard set, you now get a breakdown of the topics covered. This is not just a nice to have. This is actually really powerful when you think about it. It's why most tools just give you a score. You got 7 out of 10. Cool. What does that actually tell you? Not much. You don't know what you got wrong, what topic it was in, or what to do next. The summary changes that. Maps out what you covered so you have a clear picture of the knowledge landscape. You can see, okay, I went through prompt engineering, AI workflows, and tool setup today. And then the suggestions tell you what's next. It turns studying into a roadmap, not just a random exercise. When you combine that with the regenerate tool, where you can go deeper into specific topics, you've got a complete learning loop. Hover, test, review, drill, repeat. That's a system. Systems beat willpower every time. Here's another use case, and this one's sneaky good. You've got a big client call coming up. They sent you a long brief. There's a pile of research you need to know before the meeting. Upload it all to NotebookLM. Generate a quiz on it through the flashcards. The time you're on the call, you've actually processed the material, not just skimmed it. You show up sharper. You ask better questions. You catch things other people miss. That's a competitive edge. And it takes maybe 20 minutes of prep instead of 2 hours. Or let's say you're running a discovery call for someone interested in the AI profit boardroom. You've got talking points, case studies, objection handling frameworks. Upload all of that into NotebookLM. Quiz yourself on it before the call. Use regenerate to drill the parts you're fuzzy on. You show up confident. You know your material cold. That's how you close more conversations. I want to zoom out for a second because there's something important happening here. NotebookLM is not just a study tool. It's becoming an AI brain you can build around your own content. Think about what it can hold. Documents, research, your training material, your SOPs, your client notes, your product information. And now, with this update, it doesn't just store that stuff. It actively helps people learn it, tests them, guides them, personalizes the experience based on what they need more work on. That is an incredibly powerful thing for a business. We're moving away from the era of just dumping information into a folder and hoping people read it. And you can turn your content into an interactive learning system automatically. Here's a prompt you can use right now inside NotebookLM to get the most out of this new quiz feature. Based on all the sources in this notebook, generate a 15-question quiz that tests understanding of AI automation workflows. Include a mix of multiple choice and short answer questions. Focus on practical application, not just definitions. Run that through the quiz. Check the summary after. See what topics it covered. Use regenerate with this. Regenerate the quiz, but focus specifically on the topic you struggled with. Make the questions harder and more scenario-based. Now you're using AI to build a personalized learning loop, tailored to exactly what you need to get better at. That's not just studying. That's deliberate practice, powered by AI. So let's recap what just dropped in NotebookLM. Quizzes and flashcards now give you a full topic summary after every set. You can see exactly what you covered and what to focus on next. The new regenerate tool lets you drill specific topics, so you're not wasting time on stuff you already know. And the whole system is built to help you actually retain and apply what you learn, not just consume it. This is a big upgrade. And if you upload your own content, your SOPs, your training docs, your research, you can turn NotebookLM into a custom learning system for your business or your team. If you want to learn how to use AI tools like NotebookLM to automate your training, onboard your team faster, and build smarter systems inside your business, that's exactly what we do inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Real tools, real workflows, real implementation. Link is in the description. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100+ AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. It's our free AI community. Link is in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 45,000 members who are crushing it with AI. Google just dropped something crazy, free SAT practice tests inside Gemini. And it might change everything for students. Let me show you what's happening. Does Gemini really destroy NotebookLM? Not exactly, but this update puts serious pressure on it. Okay, so here's the deal. Google just added full-length SAT practice exams directly into the Gemini app. And when I say full length, I mean the real thing, not some random quiz, not flashcards, actual SAT practice tests that you can take right now for free. Now you might be thinking, okay, cool, another AI tool doing study stuff. But here's where it gets interesting. These tests aren't just made up by AI, they're built with the Princeton Review, the actual SAT prep company that's been doing this for decades. So you're getting real level SAT questions that actually matter. And here's what makes this so powerful. After you finish the test, Gemini gives you instant feedback. It shows you exactly what you're good at and exactly where you're struggling. Then you can ask it to explain any answer you got wrong. And it'll even build you a personalized study plan based on your weak spots. All of this happens in seconds. All of this is completely free. The way you use it is super simple. You just open Gemini and say, I want to take a practice SAT test. That's it. Gemini generates the full test right there. You take it, you get your results, you get your feedback, you're done. And now let's talk about why this matters, because this isn't just about SAT tests. This is about what happens when Google decides to go after the education market, and they're going hard. Sundar Pichai Google's CEO, already announced that more standardized tests are coming. So what I call the SAT is just the beginning. They're building Gemini into a full education platform. And this creates a really interesting situation because right now there's another Google tool that students love, NotebookLM. You've probably heard of it. It's amazing for taking notes, organizing research, and summarizing documents. But here's the thing, NotebookLM doesn't do structured test prep. It doesn't give you practice exams. It doesn't track your performance. It's built for research and knowledge storage. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. So now Google has two tools that do very different things. NotebookLM is still the best for deep research and organizing your knowledge, but Gemini just became the best for actual exam prep. And if you're a student trying to prepare for the SAT, which one are you going to use? Probably Gemini, because it gives you the structured practice you actually need. Let me break down what makes this Gemini update so powerful. First, the tests are vetted. They're not AI generated nonsense. They're real SAT level questions made with the Princeton review. Second, you get instant performance feedback. Gemini gives it to you instantly for free. Third, you can ask follow-up questions. If you don't understand why you got something wrong, you just ask Gemini to explain it and it will break it down step by step. And here's the really smart part. After you finish your test, you can tell Gemini, make me a study plan, and it will create a personalized plan based on the exact areas where you struggled. So if you're weak in math but strong in reading, it focuses your study time on math. Now let's talk about what this means for the education industry, because this is where things get wild. Right now, SAT prep is a massive business. Online platforms have monthly subscriptions, and which are absolutely not free. And Google just said, here's all of that for free. This puts serious pressure on SAT prep services. Why would a student go for other prep services when they can get full practice tests and personalized feedback for free in Gemini? And this is just the start. Google said more standardized tests are coming. So think ACT, GRE, GMAT, LSAT. All of these could be next. Google is building a complete test prep ecosystem inside Gemini. Now here's where it gets really interesting for you, because this isn't just about students taking the SAT. This is about how AI is changing the way we learn and prepare for anything. The same technology that powers these SAT tests can be used for business training, professional certifications, skill assessments, anything that requires structured learning and feedback. Speaking of scaling your business, if you want to learn how to use AI tools like Google Gemini to save time and automate your workflows, you need to check out the AI Profit Boardroom. This is where we show you exactly how to use AI to get more customers, close more deals, and save hundreds of hours with automation. Whether you're using Gemini for test prep or business operations, we break down the real strategies that actually work. Link is in the description. Now let's get back to the Gemini versus NotebookLM question, because people keep asking, does Gemini destroy NotebookLM? And the honest answer is no, but it does put pressure on it. Here's why. NotebookLM is still unbeatable for certain things. If you need to organize a ton of research, summarize long documents, or build a knowledge base, NotebookLM is better. It's designed for that. It has features like source grounding and long-term memory that Gemini doesn't have yet, but Gemini now has something NotebookLM doesn't. Structured exam prep with vetted content. So if you're a student, you might use NotebookLM to organize your class notes and use Gemini to practice for the SAT. They're complementary tools, not competitors. But here's the catch. If Google keeps adding features to Gemini, at some point students might just use Gemini for everything. And that's what puts pressure on NotebookLM. The real winner here is students, because now they have access to professional level SAT prep for free. No subscriptions, just open Gemini and start practicing. And the feedback you get is actually useful. It's not generic advice like study harder, it's specific. It tells you exactly which types of questions you're missing and why. Here's a pro tip if you're going to use this. After you take a practice test in Gemini, don't just look at your score and move on. Ask Gemini to explain every single answer you got wrong, then ask it to create practice problems for those specific question types. This is how you turn a practice test into a real learning tool. You're not just testing yourself. You're using AI to build a custom study plan that targets your exact weaknesses. And here's another thing most people miss. You can use Gemini to simulate test day conditions, set a timer, take the full test without breaks, get used to the pressure, then review your results and see how you did under real conditions. This is the kind of practice that actually prepares you for the real SAT, not just memorizing facts, but learning how to perform under pressure. And here's what makes this so powerful. Google has data, lots of data. They know what students search for. They know what questions people ask. They know where students struggle. So they can use all of that data to make Gemini even better at teaching and test prep. The more people use it, the smarter it gets. That's the advantage of AI at scale. But there's also a question we need to ask. What happens to traditional education companies? Because if Google is giving away SATI prep for free, how do companies like Kaplan and Princeton Review stay in business? Some will adapt, some will partner with AI companies, some will focus on premium services that AI can't replace yet, like one-on-one tutoring. But the industry is definitely changing, and it's changing fast. So here's the bottom line. Google Gemini just became a serious player in education. The SAT practice tests are legit, the feedback is useful, and it's all free. Does it destroy NotebookLM? No. But it does change the game. And if you're a student or a business owner, you need to pay attention, because this is just the start. And if you want to learn how to use AI tools like Google Gemini to save time and automate your workflows, you need to check out the AI Profit Boardroom. This is where we show you exactly how to use AI to get more customers, close more deals, and save hundreds of hours with automation. Whether you're using Gemini for test prep or business operations, we break down the real strategies that actually work. Link is in the description. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 38,000 members who are crushing it with AI. This is where we share the real strategies, the tools that actually work, and the systems you can copy and paste into your business. No fluff, just results. All right, thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. New NotebookLM plus Gemini 3.1 is insane. Today, I'm going to show you a brand new workflow that just dropped. Google connected NotebookLM directly to Gemini 3.1 Pro, and it changes everything. You can now go from zero research to a full landing page in minutes. No copy pasting, no tab switching, no headaches, and then the best part, it's so easy a kid could do it. Stick around, because what I show you at step 5 is going to blow your mind. Now, here's where it gets crazy. Google also rolled out a feature where you can attach your NotebookLM notebooks directly inside Gemini. That means Gemini can now read everything in your notebook, all your sources, all your notes, all your research. And then you can use Gemini tools like Canvas to actually build things with that knowledge, landing pages, marketing copy, strategy docs, whatever you need. NotebookLM does the research. Gemini 3.1 does the building. 2 tools, 1 pipeline, 0 friction. And NotebookLM itself just got a huge update. They added something called Discover Sources. You type in a topic, and NotebookLM goes out and finds the best sources from the web for you. It pulls in up to 10 high-quality sources with summaries explaining why each one matters. No more Googling for hours, no more opening 30 tabs. It does all of that in seconds. They also added deep research, which runs in the background and builds you a full report with sources you can drop right into your notebook. Plus, it now supports Google Sheets, Word docs, images, and more, so you can throw basically anything at it. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. And Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. Let me show you exactly how to use this. And I'm going to use a real example. Let's say we want to build a killer landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom. That's our community where we teach people how to use AI automation to grow their business. So everything I'm about to show you is a real workflow you can copy. Step 1, open NotebookLM, click Discover Sources, and type in something like this: AI automation for business growth and community building. Best strategies, tools, and real-world use cases. NotebookLM is going to go out and find the best sources on the web about that topic. It analyzes hundreds of pages and picks the top ones. You'll see a clean list of sources with a short summary for each one. Click the ones you want and add them to your notebook. Done. You just built a research library in about 30 seconds. Step 2, now you talk to NotebookLM, go to the chat and ask it to take all those sources and pull out the good stuff. Say something like this: using all the sources in this notebook, give me the key insights about AI automation for business. What are the biggest benefits? What are the best use cases? What problems does it solve? Keep it simple and clear, no jargon. Structure it so I can use it for marketing content. NotebookLM is going to go through every source and give you a clean, organized breakdown. Key benefits, use cases, why it matters right now, all backed by the real sources you just imported. This is gold for content creation. Step 3, this is where it gets really powerful. Ask NotebookLM to turn that into a structured data table. Say something like this: turn the key insights into a data table with these columns: feature or concept, description, use case, benefit, target audience. Keep descriptions short and punchy. Make it ready for a landing page. Now you've got a clean table that maps out everything, every feature of AI automation, every benefit, every use case, and who it's for the next step. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with NotebookLM, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more customers finding your stuff, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online, and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 and get more customers, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. All right, back to the workflow. Step 4, this is the magic moment. Open up Gemini, switch the model to Gemini 3.1 Pro. Now click the plus button and select NotebookLM. Pick the notebook you just built. Gemini now has full access to all your research, all your sources, all that structured data. And then turn on Canvas mode. Canvas is where Gemini actually builds things for you visually. You can see it working in real time. It's like watching a designer and a copywriter work together at the same time, except it takes seconds, not days. Step 5, this is the one you've been waiting for. Paste this prompt into Gemini Canvas. Using the attached NotebookLM knowledge base, create a high converting landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom. This is an AI automation community that helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers use AI to grow faster. Include a bold hero section with a headline that grabs attention, a short subheadline that explains the value, benefits-focused sections that show why AI automation matters for business growth, real use cases like automating content, streamlining workflows, and scaling without hiring, a section on who this is for, a section on why this is better than trying to figure out AI alone, and a strong call to action at the end. Keep the tone modern, confident, and clear. Use simple language. Make it feel exciting but not hype. Output a clean landing page structure with ready-to-use copy. Now watch what happens. Gemini reads your entire notebook. It understands the relationships between all your sources. It pulls from the data table you built, and it creates a full landing page. Hero section, benefits, use cases, social proof section, call to action, everything. And it's all grounded in real research from real sources, not made up fluff, not generic AI slop, actual structured content based on the knowledge base you built. You can scroll through it right there in Canvas, edit anything you want, ask Gemini to tweak the headline, change the tone, add a section, remove something. It's fully interactive. And because Gemini 3.1 Pro has that doubled reasoning power, the output is sharper and more connected than anything we've seen before from Google's AI tools. This workflow works for anything: landing pages, blog posts, marketing emails, strategy documents, sales pages, course outlines, you name it. The pattern is always the same. Use NotebookLM to gather and organize your research, then hand it to Gemini 3.1 to build something with it. Research to output, one pipeline. The NotebookLM and Gemini 3.1 combo is not just an update. This is a whole new way to work. NotebookLM is your research brain. Gemini 3.1 is your builder. Together, they give you a system that goes from nothing to something real in minutes. And it only gets better from here because Google said they're still in preview mode. They're making Gemini 3.1 even more powerful for what they call agentic workflows. That means AI that can take on multi-step tasks with even more independence. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with NotebookLM, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more customers finding your stuff, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online, and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 and get more customers, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. If this video helped you, smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment telling me what you want to see next. I'll see you in the next one. NotebookLM plus Gemini 3.1 Pro is insane. Today I'm going to show you a workflow that Google just made possible and nobody is talking about it. You can go from zero research to a full landing page in minutes, no design tools, no developer, no copy paste nightmare, just two free tools working together like magic. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it right now. So here's what just happened. Google updated Gemini to 3.1 Pro, and this isn't some small update. This thing can now take in massive amounts of context, entire notebooks, entire research collections, long documents, and it doesn't just summarize them, it actually reasons with them, it thinks about them. That alone is a big deal. But the real magic happens when you pair it with NotebookLM, because now you've got a research brain that feeds directly into a builder brain. And that changes everything. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. Let me walk you through exactly how this works, step by step, no fluff. Step 1, you open NotebookLM and you click on Discover. This is where NotebookLM goes out and finds sources for you automatically. So let's say you're building out content for something like the AI Profit Boardroom. You type something like this: fetch the best and most relevant resources on AI automation for business growth. Include official documentation, recent updates, practical guides, real-world use cases of AI automation helping businesses scale. That's it, one prompt. And NotebookLM goes and pulls everything for you. All the sources, all cited, all grounded in real data. You didn't open Google, you didn't open 20 tabs, you didn't spend 2 hours going down rabbit holes. NotebookLM did all the heavy lifting, and everything it gives you is backed by actual sources, not made up, not hallucinated, cited and grounded. That alone saves you hours of work every single time you sit down to create something. But here's where most people stop. They get the research and they just stare at it. Don't do that, because step 2 is where it gets good. Step 2, you refine everything. You're still inside NotebookLM, and now you tell it to clean up all that research. You say something like this: using the discovered resources, remove the fluff, extract only what matters, organize it into clear sections about how AI automation helps businesses get more leads and customers. Highlight insights most people would miss, make it ready to use for building a landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom. And just like that, all that messy, raw research turns into clean, structured, usable information. Think about what just happened. You went from a pile of random sources to organized intelligence in 2 prompts. 2 prompts, no note taking, no highlighting, no sorting through pages of content yourself. NotebookLM took the chaos and gave you clarity, and now you've got something you can actually build with. This is where 90% of people quit. You don't. Now here comes the part that blew my mind. Step 3, you click one button inside NotebookLM that says Open in Gemini. You select Gemini 3.1 Pro, and your entire notebook transfers automatically. All of that research, all of that refined content, it moves straight into Gemini with one click. No uploading files, no copying and pasting walls of text, no losing context between tools. The whole research brain just moved into Gemini, and Gemini 3.1 Pro now has every single piece of that context loaded up and ready to build with. This is the moment where it stops being a research tool and starts being a builder tool. And nobody had to do anything manual to make that happen. One click, that's it. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with NotebookLM but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more sales, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online, and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 and get more customers, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. Now, step 4. This is where Gemini 3.1 Pro becomes a visual builder. You tell it something like this: using the notebook context, create a modern high-end SVG hero section for the AI Profit Boardroom landing page. Make it clean and minimal. Startup style. Use abstract AI and automation visuals, smooth gradients, scalable SVG only. Make it look like it belongs on a premium SaaS landing page that sells the value of AI automation for business owners. and it just builds it right there. No Figma, no Canva, no design tools at all. Gemini takes all that research context you loaded in and creates a custom SVG hero section that looks like a design agency made it. And it does it in seconds, not hours, not days, seconds, because it's not guessing what your brand is about. It already knows. It has the full context from your notebook. That's why the output is so much better than just asking a random AI to make something from scratch. Now you're probably thinking, okay, that's cool, but what about a full page? And that's exactly where step 5 comes in. Step 5, you tell Gemini to build the whole landing page. You say something like this: using the notebook research and the SVG hero section you just made, create a complete landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom. Include the hero section, a clear value proposition about how AI automation helps business owners save time and scale faster, and how it works. Section with 3 simple steps: use cases showing real ways AI automation grows a business, social proof placeholders, and a strong call to action section that drives people to join the AI Profit Boardroom community. Make it modern, clean, high conversion, tech forward. Output it as HTML and CSS with clear section comments. And Gemini builds the entire thing, a full landing page with structure, with design, with copy that actually makes sense because it's pulling from all that research you fed it earlier. This isn't random AI slop. This is a real product page built from real research in minutes. You didn't open a single design tool. You didn't hire a developer. You didn't spend weeks going back and forth. You went from having nothing to having a complete landing page ready to go live. Step 6, you ship it. That's it. The page is built. The copy is done. The design is done. You put it live. Here's the framework I want you to remember. Discover. That's NotebookLM finding your sources. Refine. That's NotebookLM cleaning them up. Import. That's moving everything into a Gemini 3.1 Pro. Design. That's Gemini building your visuals. Build. That's Gemini creating your full landing page. Ship. That's you putting it live. 6 steps, research the product in minutes. Now, think about what this means for you. If you're running a business, if you're building a brand, if you're trying to grow something like the AI Profit Boardroom, this workflow just cut weeks of work down to one sitting. You don't need a designer for your first draft. You don't need a developer for your layout. You don't need to spend days doing research. NotebookLM handles the research. Gemini 3.1 Pro handles the building. You handle the strategy. And that's the shift. This isn't just a cool AI trick. This is a new way of working. And if you're not using it, you're already behind. And one more thing, if you're creating all this content with NotebookLM, but nobody is finding it online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. If you want more leads, more traffic, and more sales, my team can help you rank higher on Google. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 and get more customers, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. All right, thanks for watching. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. NotebookLM plus Gemini 3 just became the most insane free AI combo ever. You can build apps, landing pages, games, training systems, all from your own data. No code, no hallucinations, just real tools in minutes. I'm about to show you how to turn any research into something you can actually use. This is going to blow your mind. All right, let's jump in. NotebookLM just got a massive upgrade. It now integrates directly with Gemini 3. And this changes everything for anyone building content, apps, or business tools. Here's what most people don't realize. AI hallucinates all the time. You ask ChatGPT a question, it makes stuff up. You try to build something, it invents facts. That's because it's trained on the entire internet. NotebookLM fixes that. It only uses your sources, your PDFs, your websites, your YouTube videos. You feed it the data, it builds from that data, zero hallucinations. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. Now, with Gemini 3 integration, you can take those notebooks and build real things, apps, landing pages, dashboards, games, training bots, all of it grounded in your research, and it's free. Let me show you exactly how this works. First, go to notebooklm.google.com, create a new notebook. This is your knowledge base. You can upload up to 300 sources, PDFs, website links, YouTube videos, Google Drive files, pasted text, whatever you need. Let's say you're building resources for the AI Profit Boardroom. You want to create an onboarding system for new members. You upload your community guidelines, your best training videos, your SOPs, maybe some case studies from members who crushed it. NotebookLM pulls all that in, it organizes it. Now you've got a smart brain that knows everything about your community. Here's where it gets powerful. You can chat with your notebook, ask it questions. It answers based only on your sources. No random internet garbage, just your data. But that's just the beginning. Hit the studio panel. This is where the magic happens. You can generate a video overview. NotebookLM creates a narrated slideshow with AI visuals. It's like having a podcast host explain your content. You can customize it too, tell it to make it energetic or beginner friendly or technical, whatever you need. You can also generate mind maps, infographics, slide decks, quizzes, flashcards, study guides, all from your sources, all in seconds. Say you want to create a training quiz for new AI Profit Boardroom members. Just click Studio, select Quiz, and it generates one instantly. Questions, answers, explanations, all pulled from your uploaded content. Or maybe you want an infographic showing the top 10 AI automation wins from your community. Same thing. Click infographic, it builds it. You can export it, share it, use it in your marketing. If you want to learn how to save time and automate your business with AI tools like NotebookLM and Gemini, you need to check out the AI Profit Boardroom. We break down exactly how to use these tools to grow your business, how to build systems that run on autopilot, how to create content, tools, and training programs faster than you ever thought possible. We've got step-by-step guides, real-world templates, and a community of people who are doing this every single day. You're not figuring this out alone. You're learning from people who've already done it. Link is in the description. Go check it out. Let's keep going. Now here's the killer feature. You can export data tables to Google Sheets. Let's say you uploaded a bunch of performance data from your members. NotebookLM can organize that into a clean table, export it to Sheets. Now you've got real numbers you can analyze, chart, and share with your team. But wait, this is where Gemini 3 comes in. Open the Gemini app, click the notebook button at the bottom, select your NotebookLM notebook. Now Gemini has access to all that curated data, and you can build anything. I'm talking real working tools, not just text responses. Here's an example. You tell Gemini, build me a landing page for the AI Profit Boardroom that shows all the benefits of our AI automation community, explains how members save time and grow their business, and includes a clear call to action to join. Gemini builds it, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, mobile responsive, SEO optimized. You can tweak it, customize it, and deploy it. Or let's say you want an interactive quiz game for your community. You tell Gemini, create a quiz game from my notebook sources that tests members on AI automation basics. Gemini builds a playable JavaScript game right there. You can share it with your team, embed it on your site, use it in your training. The crazy part is how fast this is. You're going from research to working tool in minutes, not days, not weeks, minutes. And because it's all grounded in your notebook sources, everything is accurate. No made up facts, no hallucinations, just real usable outputs. Now let me break down some real world use cases. If you're running the AI Profit Boardroom, you can use this to create member onboarding bots. Upload your welcome materials, your getting started guides, your community rules. Build a chatbot that answers new member questions instantly. No more manual onboarding, just point them to the bot. You can also create course content, upload your training materials, generate quizzes, flashcards, study guides, turn them into video overviews, download those videos, edit them in your video tool, upload them to YouTube or your course platform. You just created an entire course in an afternoon. Here's another one. Client research and proposals. Upload all your research on a potential client, their website, their competitors, their industry reports. Ask NotebookLM to summarize key insights, export a data table with rankings and recommendations. Then use Gemini to build a custom proposal page or pitch deck. Everything is tailored to that specific client, and it took you 20 minutes instead of 20 hours. Now at this point you might be thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually use this in my business? Let me give you a specific workflow. Let's say you want to build a lead magnet for the AI Profit Boardroom, something valuable that gets people to join your email list. You upload 5 of your best AI automation case studies to NotebookLM. You add a few YouTube videos on AI tools, maybe some blog posts on business automation. NotebookLM organizes all of it. You ask it to create a report called Top 10 AI Automations that save 20 hours per week. It generates a report, you download it. Now you've got a lead magnet. But let's take it further. You import that notebook into Gemini. You tell Gemini, build me a landing page that promotes this lead magnet, explains the value of AI automation for busy entrepreneurs, and captures emails. Gemini builds the page, you deploy it. Now you're collecting leads with a page you built in 30 minutes. And if you want to get even more advanced, you can create a 30-day mastery plan. Week 1, you focus on the basics, upload beginner resources, generate quizzes and flashcards. Week 2, you move to intermediate tools, upload case studies, create infographics. Week 3, you dive into automation workflows, build sample apps and dashboards. Week 4, you master advanced integrations, chain NotebookLM with tools like N8N for full automation. By the end of 30 days, you're not just using AI, you're building with it. And here's the thing, this isn't theory, this is what people in the AI Profit Boardroom are doing right now. They're taking this exact workflow and turning it into real business results. More leads, more customers, all because they learned how to use these tools the right way. Now let me talk about some pro tips. First, use personas when you're prompting Gemini. Tell it to act as an SEO expert or a conversion copywriter or a UX designer. This gets you better outputs, more specific, more professional. Second, iterate. Your first build might be 80% there. Tweak it, ask Gemini to adjust the colors or add a feature or optimize the copy. Keep refining until it's perfect. Third, don't overload your notebooks. Yes, you can add 300 sources, but if you add too many, it slows down. Start with 10 to 20 high-quality sources. That's usually enough for most projects. Fourth, combine tools. Use NotebookLM for research and content generation. Use Gemini for building apps and pages. Use Google Sheets for data analysis. Use your video editor for final polishing. Each tool does one thing really well. Stack them together and you're unstoppable. Now let me address the elephant in the room. This is free. The core features of NotebookLM are completely free. Gemini has a free tier that lets you do most of this. You don't need to spend thousands on software. You don't need to hire developers. You just need to know how to use these tools. And that's what I'm here to teach you. I want to show you one more powerful use case, data analysis. Let's say you're tracking performance in the AI Profit Boardroom. You've got member engagement stats, course completion rates. Upload all of that to NotebookLM. It can pull insights instantly. Which members are most active? Which courses get the best results? Which marketing channels drive the most signups? You can then turn those insights into a report or an infographic or a video overview that you share with your team. And if you want to go deeper, export the data table to Google Sheets, build charts, run formulas, create a dashboard. You just turned raw data into actionable business intelligence in minutes. Here's another angle. Let's say you're creating ads. You upload successful ad copy from your past campaigns. You add landing pages that converted well. You throw in some competitor research. NotebookLM analyzes all of it. You ask it to generate new ad copy based on what worked before. It gives you multiple variations. You test them, you find winners, you scale. That's how you use AI to improve your marketing without guessing. And one more thing, you can share everything you build. Let's say you create a tool in Gemini, an interactive calculator or a quiz or a mini app. You can share the link with your team. They can use it. They can give feedback. You can iterate. This isn't just for you. This is for your entire business. So let's recap. NotebookLM lets you upload sources and create a knowledge base. You can chat with it, generate content, export data tables. Gemini 3 lets you import those notebooks and build real tools, apps, pages, dashboards, games, all grounded in your research, all accurate, all fast. And most of it is free. If you're a content creator, you can turn your research into videos, blogs, infographics, and courses. If you're a business owner, you can build onboarding systems, client tools, and marketing assets. If you're an entrepreneur, you can create lead magnets, landing pages, and automation workflows. This works for everyone. The people who win with AI aren't the ones with the biggest budgets. They're the ones who know how to use the right tools. And right now, NotebookLM plus Gemini 3 is one of the most powerful combos out there. You just need to know how to use it. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100+ AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 40,000 members who are crushing it with AI. These are people who are building real businesses, creating real tools, and getting real results. You can learn from them, you can ask questions, you can share what you're building. It's completely free to join. All right, that's it for today. If this video helped you, smash the like button, drop a comment below, and let me know what you're going to build with NotebookLM and Gemini. And if you want more AI tool breakdowns like this, subscribe to the channel. I'm dropping new videos every single week. Let's go build something. So the new Notebook and Gemini update is insane. And NotebookLM just got their biggest update since it launched. And this changes everything for busy business owners who want to automate their research, content, and client work. So what you can actually do now is you can run NotebookLM directly on Gemini and pull in multiple different notebooks, as you can see right here. NotebookLM now runs on Gemini 3, Google's most powerful AI brain. You can now connect NotebookLM directly into Gemini. You can get brand new data tables that export straight to Google Sheets, and you'll get better reasoning, better accuracy, and faster results. And here's the crazy part. It's really powerful. You don't need to be able to code, and you don't need any technical skills. And I'm going to show you how to use these tools together, even if you've never touched NotebookLM before, even if you think AI is too complicated, even if you've been overwhelmed by too many tools and don't know where to start, so that by the end of this video, you have a simple system that turns messy research into organized content, client deliverables, and automated workflows. Let's test this together and see what it can do, right? If you go inside NotebookLM, or if you go inside Gemini, as you can see right here, we're going to go to add files, click the plus sign, and you can pull in multiple different guides, right? So for example, if we pulled in the ultimate guide to multi building over here, we can actually go to the dynamic view section, and we can say, okay, create a plan based on this, or create an app based on this, right? And from here, we can start using this to generate an amazing mini app based on this whole process. And if you just click a button, you can basically get started with that. So it's so simple and easy to use, and it doesn't take a long time. Field Gamer says, is this on the free plan? So if you're pulling in Notebook into Gemini, this is not on the free plan, but it is a very powerful way to use it. And also, you can just see today, okay, is it worth your time or not? Do you really want to use it or not? Is it worth paying for? Because maybe some people watching this won't get some value out of it, but hopefully you see how it works and you can just decide for yourself. So either way, you get a good decision out of today and you save yourself a bit of time. Nizam says, have you used it for your own tasks? Any examples? Yeah, so I'm going to show you some actionable ways to use this for my own tasks. If we wait for this app to develop, what you can see here is it's beginning to build out a visual profile of the app. And literally, I just clicked the button whilst I was talking to you, and now it's beginning to develop the app structure. All right. So it's really powerful. Now, what you can also do is if we open up a new tab inside Gemini here, we can pull in another notebook. And inside this other notebook, we could pull in, for example, the sales recipe. Right. Now, what we can do from here is we can actually click on deep research. We could say, okay, based on the sales recipe that I used to train my team, based on Google's powerful deep research, so I can pull in sources from the web. It can even, for example, look up Gmail, Drive, chat as well. And you can pull in multiple files on the right hand side here, and we can switch between Flash and Pro and that sort of thing. What we can do over here is we could say, okay, research the SEO industry, plus give me some ideas on how I can improve my offer when selling SEO to clients, right? And so you can see this is very practical. Like I can see instantly exactly how to use this for my business, no matter what business you've got. Now I'm actually going to run you through a 30-day roadmap, so we'll come on to that in a second. If you want to get all the video notes from today, plus the links, etc., you can get that inside the AI Success Lab. So if you go to the AI Success Lab here, you see we've got a community with 40,100 members. And if you go over to the classroom, and then from here, you're going to go to send, and inside this section, you can actually see all the video notes from today. Now, I want to talk about the Goldie Triple Integration Framework. This is a simple 3-step framework that connects NotebookLM, Gemini, and Google Sheets into one automated workflow, so that most solopreneurs, they tend to waste hours jumping between different AI tools. They copy and paste from ChatGPT to Notion to Google Docs to Canva, and they end up with 47 browser tabs open. It's a mess. They feel overwhelmed and never finish anything. And the Goldie Triple Integration Framework fixes this, because you've got one ecosystem, 3 tools, 0 confusion. And here's some examples of what we can build today, right? So for example, I could actually upload competitor websites into NotebookLM, use deep research to find gaps in their content, export data tables to Sheets for client reporting, and generate content briefs with Gemini with NotebookLM context. I could, for example, create an onboarding system for new members, right? If I wanted to do that, here's how I would do it. So I would go over to NotebookLM, like you can see over here, and then we're going to start a new section, as you can see. And I'm just going to paste in, number 1, all the questions from the AI Profit Boardroom that's going to help to train the notebook on all the data and help Notebook understand, okay, these are what members typically ask. So I'm going to paste that text in right here. And then what we're also going to do, once we've done this, is we're going to add a new source. So we're going to add sources here, and I'm going to load in a website, right? So I'm going to take the AI Profit Boardroom website, as you can see. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back to here, paste in the URL, hit insert, and now it's custom trained on all the questions I get inside the community, all the posts that it typically gets. It understands my customer avatar, and it also understands my website and the offer that we have, right? And so what we can actually do from here is we can start to use this to pull it into Gemini, right? And create like an onboarding tool. So for example, if we go to Gemini here and Field Gamer says, can I create audio overviews on my notebook? Yeah, so you just go to notebook over here and then you just click on audio overview, right? That's free to do. You don't need to pay for that. And then from here, you can click on the plus sign, click on NotebookLM. And then now what you're going to do is pull in the AI Profit Boardroom community feed notebook that I've just created. And from here, what we can actually do is go to Dynamic Lab, right? And we can say, okay, create an onboarding system that helps my members get quick wins within 7 days with AI using this tool, right? And we'll begin to develop that mini app in the background that we could actually use to bring on new members and help them get a quick win. In the meantime, what we're going to do is flick back to the other tool that we wanted to build, which is this one. And this is the example of what we can build with NotebookLM, right? So here we've got the deep research report beginning to build out, and we have the onboarding tool being built out on the left hand side here. Now, if you want to see something that I've created earlier to show you how this works, let me find an example. All right. So this is an example of what we wanted to generate using the onboarding tool. And basically, if you're wondering how this works, we basically did the same thing, right? So we said create a 7-day onboarding sequence for my customers inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and he created this onboarding tool for new members of the community, right? And here's welcome to the factory. Quick win activity, do the time audit, right? Put in your tasks, put how many hours you work per week. So for example, here, if we say, okay, use NotebookLM, or let's say, for example, writing emails, right? And I spend 5 hours per week doing this, right? Calculate that, you're wasting 11 days per year doing that, right? Okay, so that's probably the obvious thing that you want to start automating. And then, for example, it shows people how to save money with NA10 by hosting it locally. Shows people how to clone themselves by creating the content engine. And basically up here, you can actually generate an audio overview generator just by uploading a PDF, right? We also created a high velocity SEO tool that members can use on day 4. And basically they can type in their keyword and then generate a structure for that, right? So if I type in SEO training Japan, that'll begin to generate a structure for us right here, right? And all these different ways that you can start using this tool to really generate better outputs from this, right? Roy says, love it. Yeah, I'm loving it too. Thank you very much, sir. And King A says, hey, Goldie, lovely seeing you live. Great to see you live too. And thanks everyone for joining today. So this is beginning to do the deep research based on the notebook that we plugged in, right? So you can see here, it's identifying new ways to come up with better SEO offers. Every single business needs a good offer, right? And the better your offer is, this is something you never stop tweaking, but the better your offer is, the better the results you're going to get. How do you do that? You can use the deep research feature along with all the training systems from the NotebookLM, right? Ben Zeno says, loving seeing this. Thank you. Happy to help too. So loving the positivity on here. Thanks everyone for watching and tuning in. And then you can see over here, we now have the onboarding 7-day quick win challenge for onboarding new members for the AI Profit Boardroom, right? For example, you can plug in your name, your title, you can choose whether you want a professional witty vibe, and then it will generate a bio, right? Then it will summarize. So inside this section, you actually, for example, plug in your emails for new members. And this is just a new onboarding tool that I could use for people joining the AI Profit Boardroom. And you can see it looks pretty beautiful. We've got a full dashboard, the academy, the community that we could build out as well. And we did this using the notebook. So there's so many cool things that you can do here. Now, in terms of a 30-day plan, here's exactly what you can do from day 1 to day 30 to really master this system. And each day includes a free tool link and a prompt you can copy, right? So for example, here's how to create your first notebook. And we've actually got a prompt that you can use inside Notebook to really help you organize this that's personalized to your business and niche, right? Day number 2, you can upload your first 5 sources and it will show you exactly how to start summarizing the main themes across all your sources and really understanding, okay, how can I differentiate myself? And basically you've got everything you need here to really implement Gemini with NotebookLM to get the best results possible. And so you can say, okay, you can go to Gemini here, new chat, plug in the notebook, like for example, this one, right? And then we can say, okay, and I'll take this one using my NotebookLM sources, right? Help me draft an email introducing my services to new members who just joined and create a 5-day welcome sequence on email to welcome new members to the AI Profit Boardroom. All right, and let's begin to use that. King A says, how does Google control our browser? So if you want to get the teachings on that, either rewind this live stream if you're watching live, or go to the classroom inside the AI Success Lab. Then you're going to go to December, and inside the December section here, you can flick to Gemini Computer Use Agents. And we have all the tools that we've tested today. We've got a full framework on this, plus 100 prompts and a 30-day plan on how to implement that into your business. So if we go back to the AI Profit Boardroom welcome sequence now, you can see it's written a full welcome sequence based on the source that we plugged into Notebook, right? And that's something that a lot of people could waste a lot of time with, right? So it's created a beautiful 5-day welcome sequence that really helps you just start generating this stuff and quickly building out a welcome sequence on email. Everything you need from day 1 to day 30 is inside this roadmap, and it shows you exactly what to do every single day. So for example, like day 21, generate a video. For day 22, build a client notebook, right? Day number 3, start researching and automating reports. Day number 3, create client comparison tables, etc. And that's basically everything you need to win. And I would recommend that you share your results inside the AI Profit Boardroom, inside the community here. Go inside the win section. You can post inside the community, just select wins, and then post what you've learned and what you've won with today, right? And that will just help you really show and demonstrate your action. And also the other cool thing we have inside the AI Profit Boardroom here is an accountability group, right? So you can check in on the accountability group. You can post your updates, share what you're learning. So for example, Darren yesterday was watching and learning from my NotebookLM and Gemini combo video. So this is how we get stuff done inside the AI Profit Boardroom so that we don't feel overwhelmed and so that we actually get results. All right. Now let's break through some limited beliefs, because most people never start because of the stories they tell themselves. So let's break those right now. Okay. Now, some people are going to say, I've tried AI before and it didn't work. Let me guess what happened. You probably tried ChatGPT, said something about your business. It gave you a generic answer that didn't fit your situation. You probably gave up as well. Here's why NotebookLM is different. It only answers from your sources, your documents, your website, your notes and guides. And then it answers based on your information, right? So you don't get any more generic fluff. There's no more made up answers. It's just grounded answers from your actual content. And now with Gemini 3 running under the hood, the reasoning is way better as well. So it really connects the dots across your sources. It understands the context, and it gives you answers that actually make sense for your business, right? And some people say there's too many AI tools. I don't know where to start. And I get it, right? Every week there's a new AI tool, new features, new updates, and it feels impossible to keep up. Here's my philosophy. Master the free stuff first, right? NotebookLM is free. Gemini is free. Google Sheets is free. And these tools work together perfectly, right? Same company, same ecosystem. You're basically on the same account. And once you master these, you don't really need anything else. Other people say, I don't need automation, but this is the best reason to use automation. When you work alone, every task falls on you. You're the researcher, you're the writer, you're the strategist, you're the client manager, and that is exhausting. I know you know that, right? NotebookLM becomes your research team. Gemini becomes your writing assistant. Stuff like Google Sheets or Google Docs becomes your organization system. And you're still the boss. You still make the decisions, but you have a team of AI tools doing all the grunt work. I run Goldie Agency with a team, but I also spend time as a solopreneur inside the AI Profit Boardroom community. Same tools working whether you're alone or you have a team, and you just scale differently. All right. If you want to see some examples of what's possible and how people get results with this stuff, check out the list of communities testimonials that we have right here. So we have over 108 pages of testimonials from people who are winning with AI to get results just like you. You see all the positive results and all the cool stuff people are building with the AI Profit Boardroom, and people who have like never touched AI before and then come into the community and build some amazing stuff. So you can pick this stuff up quickly. The way that I teach is focused on simplifying everything and making it very actionable for a business owner. And if you want to get all my best trainings, help and support, you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description, or go to the AIProfitBoardroom.com. Inside the community, you can post and ask questions whenever you want to. You can go inside the classroom here. You can get our 6-week roadmap that takes you from a complete beginner to become an expert with AI. You'll see how we build AI agents in under 5 minutes. And you're also going to learn our best playbooks, for example, like Twitter automation or newsletter or shorts, etc. Top of that, you can jump on live support calls inside the coaching section here. Jump on the calls and get help and support whenever you need them live on the call. All right. If you're wondering, like, okay, does AI content actually convert? Does it get traffic, etc.? You can see, for example, like yesterday on Saturday, we reached 216,000 people in one day using the automations I'm teaching you. Right. On Friday, we reached 252,000 people with these automations that we teach inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? And that's just on X alone. So you can get really good results with this stuff if you know how to implement it. And that's exactly what we teach inside the AI Profit Boardroom, all right? The other thing that I want to say is if you want to get all the notes from today, you can get that inside the AI Success Lab with 41,100 members. As you can see, you can post inside the community. And if you go to the classroom here, go to December, you can find all the video notes from today's lesson. Just go to the Gemini plus notebook section right here. And there you go. Google dropped so many insane AI updates, it's actually hard to keep up. Google just did something crazy. While everyone's arguing about which AI model is best, Google quietly dropped an entire AI ecosystem upgrade. And I'm not talking about one or two features, I'm talking about updates across Gemini, NotebookLM, Gmail, design tools, video creation, and even your web browser. This is massive, and most people have no idea it even happened, so let me break down everything Google just shipped. Because this isn't hype, this is Google flipping a switch. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency, Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below. Let's start with something wild. Google just made AI understand fashion, like actually understand your style. It's called Doppel, and it's not just another shopping tool. This thing creates a personalized fashion discovery feed based on your vibe. Not your size, your vibe. You open it up and it's showing you outfits that match your taste. It's learning what you like. And here's the crazy part. It's got built-in shopping links. So you see something you love, you can buy it right there. Plus you can save looks into collections. It's like Pinterest meets TikTok Shop meets an AI stylist that actually gets you. This is AI moving from search to taste. And that's a big deal because taste is personal, taste is human. And now AI is cracking that code. Next up, Mixboard. This is Google's answer to Notion, FigJam, and Slides all rolled into one, and they just upgraded it hard. You can now create presentations with something called Nano Banana Pro. You can upload new file types, and you can organize multiple boards into projects. This matters because it's not just brainstorming anymore, it's execution. You're not just throwing ideas on a board, you're building presentations, you're organizing files, you're managing projects, all in one place. And it's all powered by Gemini, so if you're a creator, a student, or someone building anything, this tool just became way more useful. Now let's talk about Pomeli. This one's insane. Google just added an animate feature powered by VO 3.1. And what it does is turn your static content into on-brand animations. No animation skills needed, no editing software. You just give it your content and it creates smooth cinematic transitions that match your brand. Static content is officially dead because now anyone can animate anything and it looks professional. Then there's Jules Agent. And this is where things get really interesting because Jules isn't just responding to your prompts, it's proactive, it surfaces tasks before you ask, it automates fixes before you notice the problem, it's acting like a teammate, not just an assistant. This is real agent behavior, less prompting, more doing, and that's the future of AI. Not tools that wait for you to tell them what to do, tools that see what needs to happen and just do it. Google also updated Stitch, and if you're a designer or developer, this one's for you. They added Gemini 3 Pro, they added working prototypes. You can now generate working HTML from Nano Banana Pro. There's a new command palette, like hitting Command K and getting instant access to everything. And here's the wild part, predictive heat maps. That means before your users even click, you can see where they're going to click. You're getting insight before behavior happens. Design to code to prediction, all in one flow. That's crazy. And if you want to learn how to use tools like Gemini and NotebookLM to automate your workflows, scale your business, and save hundreds of hours, you need to join the AI Profit Boardroom. This is where we teach you how to integrate these exact tools into your business. You'll learn how to use Google's AI stack to get more customers, close more deals, and automate everything that's eating up your time. The link's in the description. And trust me, this is where the real magic happens. Now let me show you something most people missed. It's called Disco, and it's an experimental AI browsing tool powered by Gemini 3. Here's what it does. It takes your open tabs and remixes them into custom apps. Yes, you read that right. Your browser just became an app factory. You got 5 tabs open researching something. Disco can turn those into a mini app. Tabs become tools. Your browser becomes a builder. This is next level, and it's still experimental. But it shows you where Google's headed. They're not just making browsing faster, they're making it smarter. Then there's CC. This is AI living inside your Gmail, and it just got 2 huge updates. First, there's a feature called Your Day Ahead. It's a briefing that shows up every morning. It tells you what's coming, what emails need attention, what's urgent, what can wait. Second, you can now email CC anytime. You can ask it questions. You can have it draft replies. You can let it organize your inbox while you focus on actual work. This is AI meeting you where you actually live, because let's be honest, most of us live in our inbox, and now it's finally getting smart. But here's the big one, NotebookLM. This tool just went absolutely crazy on mobile, and I'm talking game-changing updates. First, you can now create infographics and slide decks. So you're not just taking notes, You're turning those notes into presentations. You're turning research into visuals. Second, audio overviews now sync across all your devices, so you can start listening on your phone, switch to your laptop, and pick up right where you left off. Seamless. Third, you can now use your camera to capture images as sources. You see something in real life, you snap it, and NotebookLM pulls it into your knowledge base. That's wild. Fourth, bigger prompt limits, so you can ask it more, you can go deeper, you can process more information at once. Fifth, docx support. So now you can upload Word docs and it just works. And sixth, NotebookLM just joined the Google AI Ultra plan, which means if you're paying for Ultra, you're getting NotebookLM as part of the package. This is Google saying NotebookLM isn't a side project anymore. It's core. If you're a student, this is your new study partner. If you're a researcher, this is your second brain. If you're a creator, this is your content engine. This is massive. Now let's talk about Opal and Flow. These are creator tools, and Google just quietly made them way better. Opal is now in the Gemini Gems tab, and it introduced Nano Banana Pro. So you're getting better outputs, faster results, higher quality. Flow got object removal, so you can clean up your videos and images, just point at something you don't want, and it's gone. Plus, Nano Banana Pro image downloads in 2K and 4K, so you're getting high-res visuals that actually look professional. Google just gave creators better tools, quietly. While everyone was looking at other AI companies, Google was shipping updates that actually help you make better content. So let me zoom out for a second. This wasn't one update. This was Google upgrading the entire AI stack. Fashion discovery, project management, video animation, proactive agents, design to code with predictions, browser-based app creation, AI in your inbox, mobile knowledge management, creator tools. They didn't just improve one product, they improved the whole ecosystem, and they did it fast. While everyone else is talking, Google is shipping. Here's what this means for you. If you're building anything, if you're creating anything, if you're trying to work smarter, Google just gave you a full toolkit, and most people don't even know it exists yet. You can use Doppel to understand trends. You can use Mixboard to organize projects. You can use Pomeli to animate content. You can use Jules to automate tasks. You can use Stitch to go from design to code. You can use Disco to turn research into tools. You can use CC to manage your inbox. You can use NotebookLM to build your knowledge base. You can use Opal and Flow to create high quality content. Google just gave creators better tools, quietly. While everyone was looking at other AI companies, Google was shipping updates that actually help you make better content. So which update shocked you the most? Was it NotebookLM going crazy on mobile? Was it Disco turning your browser into an app factory? Was it Jules becoming a proactive teammate? Drop a comment and let me know, because Julian reads every single comment. And if you want to learn exactly how to use Google's AI tools like Gemini and NotebookLM to scale your business, automate your workflows, and save hundreds of hours every month, you need to join the AI Profit Boardroom. This is the best place to learn how to use these exact updates in your business. You'll get step-by-step training on automating with Gemini, building systems with NotebookLM, and scaling faster with AI. The link's in the description. Don't sleep on this. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and 100 plus AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 38,000 members who are crushing it with AI. That's it for today. Hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one. Something brand new that just dropped from Google. NotebookLM can now upload directly into Gemini. This is a huge shift for anyone using AI inside their business. Here's what we're going to look at today. So how this new connection between NotebookLM and Gemini works, what you can actually do with it that saves you time, real examples of combining multiple notebooks together, how to use your research to build apps and images, ways to add online research on top of your existing notebooks, live test and see if this actually works or if it's just hype. We're going to test this out together right now, just showing you what happens when we try this new feature in real time. If you're a solopreneur or an entrepreneur who feels like they're missing out on AI tools, this could be the bridge that connects your research to actual action. Let's see what this can do with your business. All right, so I'm going to get straight into this. You can see an example right here. So we're on Gemini and we've got a research from NotebookLM. Right, so NotebookLM is like a free research tool, super powerful, and you can load like custom sources inside here, right? Now, if we go over to Gemini and we'll start a new chat, then we're going to click on the plus sign over here, and then we're going to click on NotebookLM, and you can actually pull in the notebooks you've created inside NotebookLM, right? So you've got NotebookLM over here. This is your full library of everything that you've imported. If you don't know how to use this, don't worry, I'll show you in a sec. And then from here, you can start importing this directly into Gemini to ask you questions, right? So let's try this out. What we're going to do is we are going to click on the plus sign, NotebookLM. Then we'll pull in the training notebook that I've created for my sales team, as you can see over here. So this is custom built to train my sales team for my SEO agency. Then we're going to click on add, and now we can start asking tools inside Gemini, right? Now, I believe what we can also do is use the canvas to build stuff out. So you can basically build apps using Notebook and the notebooks you've got over here. We'll try this out just for starters, and we'll see how this goes, all right? So if we pull in that advanced sales standard trading procedure, plug this in, we'll ask Gemini, okay, give me the 80-20 breakdown for this, all right, and it's referencing the notebook to generate the responses, right? So it's now pulling in an analysis, and it's here's the core philosophies of this operating procedure. Here's how the whole process works. You can actually export directly to Sheets as well. So if we click on export to Sheets here, it will create a spreadsheet based on the process generated. And then if we click on open Sheets, you can see over here that we have a spreadsheet created from the notebook element we referenced inside Gemini, which is really cool. Now, one of the coolest things about this is like you can actually avoid some of the hallucinations you typically get inside Gemini, because you can see here it's only referencing information from the notebook, right? So because we've used Notebook as a source, we can avoid hallucinations because we're referencing that for research, not anything else. It's kind of like you're custom training Gemini to just focus on the single operating procedure you've got inside here, so you can train it to do whatever you want, right? Pretty cool right there. Is video overview also available here? So we'll test that out in a second. I don't think it's going to reference videos, but I believe we might be able to create videos inside here. I'll try it out in a sec later. So you can see now that's referenced the notebook. It's giving us the breakdown. So for example, here we've got the core principles, the sales call framework, the follow-up methods, product knowledge, etc. And it takes the 80-20 of the notebook and then breaks it down into a really nicely formatted thing. Now, one of the cool things I like about this versus Notebook is like if we do the exact same thing inside Notebook, the UI is a little bit messy, right? And it's got all this chat history that you have to scroll through, which is annoying too. It's going to start using its magic. And you see it's a little bit slower when it's coming up with the outputs, and so it is a little bit slow. And also you can see like the actual, when it gives outputs, doesn't look quite as nice, right? So if you compare this, and we'll do like a split view here, so we'll plug in the information from Gemini and we'll compare that side by side with Notebook. You see how Gemini's outputs are much nicer formatted, right? So this looks a lot nicer than the information inside the Notebook directly. Now, there are some cool stuff you can do inside Notebook. So if we close that and we have a look, you can pull in, for example, audio views, video views, mind maps, etc., which you can't do inside Gemini, but Gemini's output is way nicer. And also it links directly to Google's ecosystem, right? So you can export to Sheets, you can export to Google Docs, you can do whatever you want. You could actually send emails if you wanted to as well. And then you can also switch between different Gemini models. So you could use, for example, Thinking, or you could use Pro to go deeper, right? So you could use Thinking inside here, reference the Notebook, like, right? And then using Thinking mode, or even Deep Think, I believe. Maybe not. Maybe let's see what we can use inside here. Yeah, so using this, and then we'll go to Canvas here. And now I'm going to say, okay, based on the Notebook plus sales process, give me a voice agent or give me a sales objection tool that helps my team plug in their problems plus get help, right? So we'll plug that in. And now what we're doing is we are creating custom built tools based on the notebook we've created, if that makes sense, right? So you can't do that directly inside NotebookLM here, right? You can create like nice data tables, you can create nice slide decks, etc., but you can't create your own custom tools. But using Google Gemini now and referencing the notebook, we can actually create these beautiful tools, right? And you can see how it's coding out right here. Jar says, awesome work. Thank you very much. Let's see if it works first. Yeah, so we've got the objection handling here. It's like live objection handling, S&P core beliefs, right? And then also pain metrics here. And let's say the prospect said on a sales call, and they could use this live. For example, this is just an example tool. You can use it whatever you want, but I want to show you actual business use cases. But let's say, for example, you're on a sales call and the prospect says, the price is too high. It actually recommends a bunch of ideas here as well, but we can just plug in. So prospect says the price is too high here. We're going to hit enter. And now it's going to generate a way to handle the objection, right? So it's like, this is a classic objection. Here's what we need to do. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's how to handle it, etc. And it's right. Here's some of the manifestos, right? So basically handling, and it also keeps a history as well. So if you've used this previously, it's super annoying, right? But you can use this to actually handle objections live on the call, and the prospect wouldn't even know, right? But it will help your sales team. Dr. McDaniel says, love this. Thank you very much, sir. And then you can share this with your team. So if we click on share on the right hand side, we'll copy that link. Now we've got the Gemini, as you can see over here. And if we go to the video notes inside the AI Success Lab, completely free. If you want to get access to this, I'll put it inside here. Sales objection handler, right? And this is custom trained on the notebook that I've plugged in. We've got that ready to go, right? And so you see how quick and easy this is. Number one, to use NotebookLM. Number two, to break down complex topics into really short things. Number three, to link this to Google's ecosystem. So for example, like Google Sheets or Google Docs. And then number four, to actually build custom built tools like you see right here, share them with your team, share them with the world, and then create something that's empowering everyone, right? This is actually powered by AI. So you can see it's using Gemini's features to generate the outputs, right? Super powerful. And then you've got something that's custom built to you. You can create your own custom tools. It doesn't take long at all. And you can see how easy this is, right? Almost anyone can do this. So let's talk about the old way versus the new way, all right? So the old way was like you copy and paste between different tools. You lose context when you're switching between Gemini and Notebook. You build the same knowledge base multiple times. You waste time explaining your business to each new IO, and you can't really combine research from different notebooks easily, right? Whereas with this method, you can upload notebooks into Gemini. You can keep all your context in one conversation. You can combine multiple notebooks together. You can build on top of your research. You can use online research. You can create images and content based on your notebooks, right? So if we go back here, let's see what else we can do here, right? So now what we're going to do is we can actually use these agents that are connected. And so we could switch between like deep research. We could actually use deep research to go deeper on that particular topic, right? Let's try this out. Let's take a new notebook now. I'm going to take, for example, Google Disco, right? And I say, okay, give me a research report, Google Disco, based on my notebook, which gives me 20 actionable ways to implement this into my AI automation community, the AI profit board. And so what we're doing here is we're taking the notebook that's custom trained on Google Disco and the new updates there. We're then finding ways to implement this into our business. We're using a deep research report to combine multiple sources, not just a notebook. And then we can connect it all together inside here. So let's click enter. So that'll give me an outline that I need to confirm. And then we can generate a deep research report using this process. So let's wait for that to load. And if you're using thinking mode, it's going to take a little bit longer. You see how easy this is to do. And some people say, I'm not technical enough to do all this. You don't need to be you need to be like, the wrong belief is like, people think they need to be a programmer to connect different AI tools together. And the real problem is that you think connection requires coding skills. But here's the truth. A plumber doesn't need to understand how water molecules look, right? You just need to know which pipes connect together. And this notebook to Gemini connection is the same. You're not building the system. Google already built it. You just click upload. And the people who win with AI definitely are not the most technical, right? They're just the ones who actually use the simple features that are already there. So if you can upload a file, you can use this feature. That's it, right? So now we've got the deep research report. We can actually edit the plan if we need to, or we can just go ahead with that, right? So I'm going to click on start research, and that will start beginning to develop a deep research report based on the custom notebook that we've plugged in. And it's beginning to research out over there. Now that's going to combine potentially hundreds of sources across the web to get better results and to really understand how we can implement the new updates into our business. So if you're learning a new skill, for example, or let's say you have a constraint, and maybe the constraint is Facebook ads, so maybe the constraint is, for example, churn rates or sales, for example, you can plug all of that information from your notebook and then also the information from the web with deep research, and then generate something that gives you actionable strategies to actually map out exactly how to implement this stuff, right? It's researching this all here, and then it's going to go off and develop it. And people used to think, I need to learn every new tool that comes out. And that's a wrong belief, because some people think like every new AI update means starting from scratch and learning a whole new system. But the real problem is you're chasing tools instead of building systems. Think about a restaurant. When a new oven comes out, the chef doesn't throw away all his recipes, right? He uses the same recipes with better equipment. And your NotebookLM research is your recipe book. This Gemini connection is just better equipment. Same knowledge, more ways to use it. And so the entrepreneurs who save the most time aren't jumping into every new tool. They're just getting more out of the tools they already use. So the person who goes deeper with fewer tools beats the person who goes shallow with many tools. And so you can see here, now it's developing the research report. Again, it's researching 38 different websites. So it's going to be super in-depth and powerful. And then we can easily start to build this out and get something really cool out of it. So it's researching products, delivery models, strategy blueprints, etc. All right. And if you have any questions or you want to see me apply this to your business whilst we're live, feel free to ask. I'm here live so that I can fill in the gaps based on your questions. So feel free to ask as we go along. It's now researching 63 websites, so you'll probably get to 100 or so, and it's beginning to build that out. Right? It's super powerful. Now, let's have a look at some of the limitations of this model whilst waiting for that deep research report to go out. Right? So if we come over here and we're going to click on, for example, let's try this. Let's try to create videos, and then we'll try and add a notebook, see if it can do this. All right. And say, okay, based on the attached, create a quick video about it. And we'll switch to fast just so we can get quicker answers here. And there we go. So what it's actually doing now is creating a quick video about the sales SOP we created, right? And it's generating a video based on that custom notebook we plugged in, right? So any topic that you have inside Notebook that you've generated, you can now use that to create videos, to create images, to create infographics, etc. But they're all inside Gemini, right? Other things you could do. So if we go to a new tab inside Gemini here, we'll import the notebook. Then we're going to click on dynamic view and we'll say, okay, give me some interesting dynamic views based on the notebook, right? And so it's using that new AI mode, taking the information from Notebook, and then it's going to build like some diverse viewpoints, so some demos that we can actually use and some different dashboards that we can use to really help us understand this information, all right? And so you can break down topics really deeply using this method. So now it's beginning to build out, as you can see, expanding the data points. You can see the steps here. If you just open them up, you see what it's doing. But essentially, any way that you want to learn or any way that you want to go deeper on this stuff, you can, as you can see there. Let's try something else. So we'll reference the same notebook. We'll say that one. See if this works, right? We'll click on create images and we'll say create an infographic based on the Notebook LM notes attached. And it should link Nano Banana directly to Notebook LM to generate the output. Now you can see here as well, basically what it's done is it's created a video. So we've got a video based on the topic. I honestly don't think it's that useful, but if you want to do that, you can. And you can see it clearly works. I think some of the use cases I mentioned before, like building your own custom tools or research reports, are way better, but you can see how easy it is to do this stuff, right? And then if we go over to this method, I'm going to say, okay, create image. So just something to note there is it didn't create the image directly. We're going to have to wait for this to load, and I'll say create an image now. It should have done that already. You basically have to spell it out to Notebook to get this to work. And there we go. Okay. Now, some people say this will be too complicated to set up. And the wrong belief here is new features mean complicated setup processes and technical headaches. The real problem is that you're expecting old technology problems with new technology. 10 years ago, like connecting two software programs required APIs, coding the IT people, right? Now, you just upload a notebook. That's it. The complexity is hidden because Google handles all the technical stuff, you handle the business stuff, and the new right belief is that the setup is as simple as attaching a file to an email, like you can see here. So it's created a nice little infographic based on the information inside the notebook. I honestly do think that Notebook LM generates better infographics directly inside here. So you can see, for example, we've got like reports on the right-hand side inside Notebook. We've got videos, probably better, right? We have, for example, podcasts in Chinese based on that notebook. What else do we have here? Yeah, all sorts of things. And we can generate a infographic. So if you want to see an example of that, is an infographic we actually built earlier, right? So that infographic is probably nicer than the one inside Gemini, honestly, but it's interesting to compare the outputs and see which one works better. Levy says, I love this. Thank you very much. The positivity on this live stream today is awesome. So thanks very much. Appreciate everyone who's joined and appreciate that. So you can see how this works step by step, how easy it is to do. Honestly, this is not very good, the dynamic view. So I just want to be 100% honest with you. And that's why I said we'd test it together. I don't think that's very good at all, but you can see how this all works and all this links together. All right. So now let's talk about the notebook leverage system. So this is a framework for using NotebookLM and Gemini together to automate parts of your business. Most entrepreneurs use AI like a calculator. One question, one answer, start over again. The notebook leverage system that I'm teaching you today uses AI like a team member who actually remembers your business. And you can build knowledge once in Notebook and then multiply that knowledge across different tasks inside Gemini. Let me show you how that works. So here's an example, right? You could actually create an SEO content system. So you create a notebook with your SEO strategy documents, competitor analysis, keyword research, top performing articles, and then ask Gemini to create new content that matches your research. Knows your strategy, it knows your competitors, understands what works, right? So let's go back to over here. We'll take the AI SEO engine, as you can see. All right, we're going to use that one inside Gemini. So if we go inside a new chat, we'll plug in the notebook. There we go. And this is sorted by the most recent ones you've used. So if you need to find an old one, I'd recommend that you open it up inside Notebook, because otherwise you're going to have to scroll through a lot of notebooks if you've created many in the past. So we're going to click add. So then we shall say, okay, use a notebook to create an article about SEO training in Japan, right? And again, why would you use a notebook LM? Because it's better formatted, because it looks nicer, etc. Right? Now it's building this out, and here's the interesting thing. Because it is referencing the notebook, which is custom trained to us, our business, our writing style, etc., as you can see, right? Then it's going to create a better article with tables or lists and etc. that are custom trained to you, right? So for example, here, it's recommended Goldie Agency. Who owns Goldie Agency? The same person that opens who opened the notebook, right? right? So it's recommending me at the top of the list because I've trained the notebook to recommend me, right? And then you can see here, it's created some nice stuff in terms of how to use notebook, etc. And it's recommending me throughout the page as well. So for example, it's recommended Goldie Agency again over here. And so it's subtly promoting us. And all we have to do was just plug in the keyword that we wanted to rank with, right? So it's super simple and easy to reference notebooks that are custom trained on you, understand you, your business, etc. And then generate articles based on that. So that is SEO content system number one. What we can actually do as well is we could reference the notebook again, right? So let's take the notebook and then we can say, okay, create an AI SEO content generator tool based on the notebook attached, right? Because we're using Fast, this is going to use Flash to code out. If you want something even better, Pro is usually the best, right, for coding. Then we're going to switch to Canvas, right? So Canvas can actually code the tool and the mini app directly inside here. We're going to click enter, and now we can actually create like our own sort of mini SaaS tool that generates SEO content based on the notebook, which is custom trained to promote us and my agency, right? And you can do this for your own business, for example. But I just want to show you some real use cases right here. Thank you very much. Welcome to the live stream here. And we'll keep going through. So it says it's analyzed the Goldie Agency document you provided, outlines a high performance, no fluff SEO service. It's going to create a functional AI SEO engine. Here's how the tool works. And then you just enter your niche to get started, right? And that's what we're going to do. But it's going to take a little while to generate that out, as you can see. Again, if you use Flash, you'll get lower quality outputs, but you'll create a faster tool. If you use Pro, you're going to get better outputs, but it will take a bit longer. And I think it's worth waiting if it's something you're going to use over and over again, right? Now, some people say, I don't really use NotebookLM, or I don't have enough in my notebooks yet to be able to use this feature. And I would say that's a wrong belief, because you don't need massive amounts of research before this feature is used. Like, the real problem is you're waiting for perfect instead of starting with good enough. A notebook with 3 documents about your business is more valuable than starting from 0 every time you talk to Gemini. And so even one notebook about your services, your customers, and your process gives Gemini more context than 99% of users who use it, right? And so I would say start with what you have and build as you go. You can always improve it later. So you see here, we've got a beautiful dashboard. As you can see, we can type in the niche. So let's try this out. And then it will generate a 90-day plan based on that, right? And again, you could use this as a sales tool for your team. You could use it as a retention tool for your clients, your existing clients. You could use it as a tool internally to build out plans. And you could actually use it as a lead magnet so that people have to actually opt in before they can use it, right? So there's many different ways you can use this too. So we're going to enter in a niche here. So let's say, for example, coffee beans, generate a 90-day plan, and it's beginning to use that. It might not work perfectly first time around, but we'll see how it goes. Oh, there we go. So it's generated a 90-day plan based on that. Quick wins. Here's what it recommends. Then it's giving us some ideas on like commercial intent clusters we could create, how to create assets, and also the next step, right? So this is like a 3-step link building campaign based on the niche that we typed in. We can also click on find keywords here, and based on the actual project that we plugged in, which is for coffee beans, we're using the SaaS tool, as you can see, to find a bunch of easy keywords that we could rank for, right? So for example, best whole coffee beans for AeroPress, coffee beans that taste like blueberry, fair trade organic decaf coffee beans. And then we can actually click on draft article, and that should be able to draft the article too. Okay? We can also generate a plan for content, so we can get an AI optimized plan to build top core authority for SEO. We can actually start using this for outreach targets as well for link building, right? Now, if you get an error, that's totally fine. Sometimes you can get errors inside stuff that you build. We're literally building this within 2 minutes, so that's okay. And if there are any errors, you can screenshot the error and plug it in here, or you can just click on fix error and that'll begin to code it out for you, right? So wait for that to code out, as you can see, and there we go. So you can see how this works. You could create like a lead generation tool, and here's how the system actually works, right? Here's how to use it. So step number 1, build your knowledge base. So pick one area of your business, not everything, just one. Create a NotebookLM notebook for it, and you just want to add documents about how you do this task, examples of good results, templates and frameworks you use, research that guides your decisions. Basically build a brain for this one single business function. Ideally for this, you want to focus on one business area that you spend a lot of time on. So for example, for me, I create a lot of live stream content. This would be perfect. Then from there, step number 2, connect to action, right? So open Gemini, upload the notebook, and now Gemini knows everything inside that notebook. You don't have to explain it twice. So you can ask Gemini to do work based on the knowledge. And that could be creating content, answering questions, building tools. And then this is super powerful, so you can actually stack your notebooks, right? So you can upload multiple notebooks inside the same conversation, and now Gemini sees all of them and combines ideas against all of them, right? On top of that, you could add fresh research. So your notebooks have your existing knowledge, but Gemini can also search for new information, like you can see with that deep research report we generated, which is this one, right? So it's found new information here. It's created an awesome report, as you can see. So it's actually given us an implementation matrix based on the recommendations. And then we've also got some like nice diagrams inside there. As you can see, how long it's going to take to do this stuff based on the SEO audit workflow. We have a nice flywheel process that recommends and how we grow with this stuff. And then also it gives us all the sources that we use in the report, right? And then additionally, what it's done is it's given us some ideas of how we can actually implement this, right? So it's okay, here's some tools that you can actually use. The implementation framework, 20 actionable strategies. So it could be, for example, you could build like a competitor X-ray dashboard for my SEO agency. We could build a serve intent and gap analyzer, right? That'd be a great lead generation tool. We could create the influencer qualification matrix, right? That actually does outreach campaigns for link building by targeting the right people, right? And we've got all these different strategies that we can actually implement these processes into our business. Now, if we go back over here, what you're also going to notice inside this tool is that actually it links to my funnels, right? And so it actually links to upgrade the plan so that people who are using this tool might upgrade to the SEO Elite Circle if they like it, right? And then we can switch between the keyword gap analysis, the content agent, and the backlink outreach tool, right? And this is all inside our dashboard. So it's super simple and easy. Now, what we can do over here is we can share this, right? So if you want to get free access to this tool, like, or you just want to use it as inspiration, we can plug that into the free video notes from today inside the AI Success Lab. And down here, we'll add another section called Tools Build. So we built the sales objection handler. Now we've got the SEO 90-day plan tool. And very quickly, you can build a bunch of automation tools you'd actually use. This we would use daily for our team. This we could use daily for our sales calls. When people jump on the sales call, they want a plan, etc. That's how we can build it. And these are like custom branded tools that are personalized to you, your business, and your use cases, right? Powerful. So that's how you can begin to do this stuff. Really cool. Again, we can go inside the dashboard here. We can plug in our niches, generate 90-day plans. Super easy and simple. So let's exit off that. We're going to click on new over here and see what else we can build. So we could add a notebook like that. And here's the interesting thing, right? So what you can also see is when we click on the plus sign, right? And we click on notebook, we can have multiple notebooks. So you can have different notebooks communicating with each other. Now, this is very different to NotebookLM. Inside NotebookLM, if you want to use a notebook, you have to click into each individual one, right? You can't cross-reference multiple ones. They don't talk to each other inside the ecosystem, right? But if you go with Gemini, you can actually add multiple notebooks, right? So notebooks here, and then we could select the ones who we want to link together, right? So for example, we could link the sales process in Google Flows. So I've got a notebook on how the new update from Google Flows works, along with the advanced sales operating procedure, right? And then I can say, okay, give me some ideas of how I can use Google Flows to automate more of my sales team processes in the SAP. And so now, based on the Google Flows notebook here and the advanced sales team procedure, it's going to give us ideas where we can automate different tools, right? And so if you're like, okay, I've got these two processes, I've got this idea and this system, and I need to link them together, but I don't know how, right? So for example, let's say you've got a video about NA10 and you've got a process inside your business for content creation. You could be like, okay, I don't know how to link them together, but what I can do is put them both into Gemini, have them talk to each other, these two different notebooks, and then figure out ways that I can combine them. I'll show you how that works in a second, all right? So it's given us a bunch of ideas here. So for example, we could automate lead capture and qualification with Google Flows, and it actually gives us a flow here. Let me zoom in for you there so you can see what it looks like. And so, for example, it's recommended the automated post called BAMFAM follow-up, right? And using Google Flows, we could create a trigger in our sales tracker. When a rep marks the status as follow-up needed, Google Flows can draft a personalized email inside Gmail based on that original message, right? And the personalization is right there, right? And so it's given us like multiple different ways that we could automate our sales operating procedure based on the information of Google Flows. That is very powerful. And then what we can do is we could say, okay, let's go to Canvas now, right? So we use Canvas and we'll say, okay, let's take that, right? And we'll say, build the daily EOD report compilation tool, right? And that's actually going to use, based on the ideas it came up with earlier, it's going to use Canvas inside Gemini to start building out that tool for NotebookLM, right? And so you can just link multiple things together inside the same ecosystem, and then, you can do that, right? What you can also do is you could say, okay, based on the tools, just start creating a Google Sheet tracker for automation, and that will draft a table that you can then export to Google Sheets, as you can see right here. Right, and so you can see some examples. Super simple and powerful. Right, we're going to stop that now. But you can get some examples of how it works. Right, and we've got the daily EOD tool and all sorts of things here. Another day, another update. I think that's how it goes. But that's basically how NotebookLM works with Gemini. Really powerful. I could test this stuff all day. It's absolutely amazing. If you want to get access to the video notes from today, all the tools, the research, the old way from the new way, if you want to break your limited beliefs, if you want to see a 30-day implementation plan of how to master this for your business, it's all inside the AI Success Lab, completely free. Link in the comments description. And it shows you week by week how to implement and master this stuff to actually get results inside your business, right? Week 1 is foundations. Week 2 is expansion. week 3 is application, and week 4 is automation. And you can see some examples of how I could actually use this inside my business. If you want to see how are other people using this, check out the wins section inside the AI Profit Boardroom. You can see how people get, these aren't made up stories, these are real people using the exact systems that I'm teaching today. If we go inside the AI Profit Boardroom, wins, you can see, for example, Steve, a Telegram hosting bot 20 hours ago. Johan, an absolute legend inside the AI Profit Boardroom. He actually created his own first homegrown MCP, right? Pretty insane. You can see, for example, here, Steve Light was just mentioning how he's using AI agents that generate A/B testing ideas, right? And his colleagues stopped him. They were genuinely impressed and were saying how amazing this is, right? And it feels normal to us, but to people outside, it's wow. This stuff is crazy. It's mind-blowing, right? Steve Oliver is just building insane workflows with N8N. And I know that he came to the AI Profit Boardroom. Shout out to Stephen. Came out to the AI Profit Boardroom when he first joined, and he'd never used N8N or even tested it, right? And now he's being all this crazy stuff, right? You can see, for example, here, Patrick. Shout out to Patrick Cheeseman. He's building apps with Bolt, and he's just vibe coding these insane projects out. And you see how we all help each other, as you can see right here, and just raise each other up and comment and reply to each other to help each other, right? So that's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. And the pattern is simple. Most people use AI for one-off tasks, they get one-off results. But the Notebook Leverage system builds reusable knowledge. You can teach a system once, it works for you forever. So your notebooks become your business brain. Gemini becomes your business hands. You think it does, right? And so the next steps for you, I'd recommend that you post your first win or whatever you build inside the AI Profit Boardroom win section here, and just share which notebook you created, what you uploaded to Gemini, what result you got, how much time it saves you. Because the community, number one, share their wins and give you a high five and say that's amazing. But number two, they'll give you feedback. So if you need some ideas on how to improve, you can just post inside the win section of the AI Profit Boardroom and just get feedback and help and support and that sort of thing. That's basically how it works, right? So just to recap here, we've talked about NotebookLM and how to use this inside Gemini. We've talked about how to generate deep research reports. We've talked about how to build your own custom SaaS tools. I've shown you how to link multiple NotebookLMs together and to get automation results, and also how to implement this inside your business as a 30-day plan. So there's some insane stuff you can do with this stuff, as you can see, right? Even generating videos, as you can see today. You can generate videos based on the notebooks that you plug into this. So it's limitless what you can do with this, and it's so cool. There's so much potential to this. All right. Now, what I'd recommend is if you love this stuff, join the AI Profit Boardroom, right? And the reason for that is inside the AI Profit Boardroom, right? Basically, this is where I'm putting everything that I test, all the tools I build and every system I create for my own business. So what you're going to get inside there, the one is a complete automation library for training, right? So you get every tool I use to automate my agency and content business. That means NotebookLM systems, Gemini workflows, N8N automations, Google Workspace integration, all the training inside there. And these aren't theory videos. These are the exact systems I use to run my SEO agency and create content without hiring. On top of that, you're going to get live weekly strategy sessions. So inside the calendar here, you can join on the coaching calls, as you can see. So we have 4 live coaching calls a week. And every week we go live and break down and do updates. And we test them together, just real testing to see what actually works. You get access to every replay, every set of notes, every tool that I build during these sessions. On top of that, you get done for you templates and workflows, right? So if you go inside the classroom here, you'll see this playbook section, right? And for example, a lot of people ask me, how do I create these AI avatar videos with screen shares and that sort of thing? We actually have a full process, as you can see right here, all the prompts in the SOP, and a quick 10-minute training that you or your team can use to generate amazing AI avatar videos, like you can see on my channel here. So you can see all these different AI avatar videos that we on YouTube. This one 22 hours ago, 28K views, pretty insane. And the way that we do that is broken down inside the AI Profit Boardroom here, right? So if you want to automate YouTube or create faceless channels, I show you my exact process inside the AI Profit Boardroom. I give you the exact templates used for content creation, client proposals, lead generation, business automation workflows. So you can just copy, use them, and save hours. On top of that, you need custom AI tools and builders. So I build automation tools live and hand them to you. For example, today I built the notebook research systems, Gemini prompt libraries. There's tons of N8N workflows inside here as well. And on top of that, you get private community access. So you can connect with some other entrepreneurs who are using AI to automate their business, share wins, ask questions, get feedback on your systems. And this isn't like a Facebook group. This is a focused community of people actually building AI systems. And all the content inside here is exclusive as well. All right. So you get all of this inside the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description, or you can go to aiprofitboardroom.com and then you can sign up, as you can see right here.
New NotebookLM update is insane. AI just became your personal tutor. Google just dropped an update to NotebookLM that changes everything. It's free, it's fast,
and it just got a whole lot smarter. This thing now tells you exactly what you don't know and then teaches you it. I'm going to show you what changed, why it matters, and how we're using it inside AI Profit Boardroom to grow faster. And stick around, because the trick I show you at the end, nobody's talking about it. Now let's get into this. So here's what NotebookLM already did before this update. You upload a document, a PDF, some notes, an article, and it turns that into quizzes and flashcards instantly. You can set the difficulty. You can set the number of questions. You can even tell it what topic to focus on. And every answer comes with an explanation and a source reference, so you know exactly where the information came from. That was already insane, but it was passive. You generate a quiz, do it, and that was it. There was no next step. There was no feedback. You were just left on your own to figure out what to do next. That's what just changed. NotebookLM now has a full feedback loop built in. After you finish a quiz, it gives you a summary of every topic you just covered. Then it tells you what to study next. And here's the big one. There's a brand new regenerate button. You hit that, and it builds you a brand new quiz focused only on the areas where you were weak. That's it. That's the update. And it sounds simple, but think about what that actually means for how you learn. Before this, it was generate, practice, done. Now it's generate, practice, analyze, improve, repeat. That is how real learning actually works. And that's active recall. That's spaced repetition. That's the stuff that top students and top performers have been doing for years. And NotebookLM just automated the whole thing for free. Google just gave it to you. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of Goldie Agency. Whilst he's out helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to keep you updated on the latest in AI. Julian reads every single comment, so drop something below and he will see it. So back to it. To show you how powerful this is, let me walk you through exactly how we use this inside AI Profit Boardroom. AI Profit Boardroom is our community where we teach people how to use AI automation to grow their business. And we use NotebookLM to help our members actually learn and apply what we teach, not just skim over it and forget it. So here's what we do. Instead of uploading a document manually, we use the Discover feature inside NotebookLM. You go in, hit Discover, and type something like, give me resources related to AI automation and how it helps businesses grow. NotebookLM pulls in relevant sources for you automatically. From there, we run this prompt. Create a quiz to test my understanding of AI automation and how it grows a business. Make it medium difficulty and focus on key concepts. NotebookLM then spits out a full quiz grounded in those sources. Members go through it. They get some right, they get some wrong. And now, with this new update, NotebookLM tells them exactly which areas to revisit. Then we hit regenerate and it builds a second quiz targeting only the weak spots. That's a personalized learning experience that would normally take a long time to build from scratch. We get it done in minutes. And the best part is that everything NotebookLM produces is grounded in the sources it pulled in. It doesn't make things up. It only works with what's in front of it. So everything it generates is accurate and tied directly to the topic you asked about. That matters a lot when you're learning something as fast-moving as AI automation. And by the way, if you're building out content, training, or resources like this and nobody's finding you online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. My team at Goldie Agency helps businesses rank higher on Google so they get more leads, more traffic, and more visibility. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 on Google and get more customers finding you online, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. Now back to it, because there's more. Here's something that not enough people are using inside NotebookLM. You can use this for flashcards too, not just quizzes. After using the Discover feature to pull in your sources, try this prompt. Create flashcards for the most important concepts and definitions in these sources. For us, that might be flashcards covering the core ideas around AI automation, what it is, why it matters, how it saves time, and how it helps businesses scale without burning out. NotebookLM pulls out the key ideas and turns them into clean, simple flashcards. Fast, no effort, done. And it keeps everything tied to the actual sources, so nothing gets fabricated. And here's where it gets even better. You can get it to zero in on the hard stuff specifically. Use this prompt. Focus more on areas where learners typically struggle with AI automation. Then when you hit regenerate, it doubles down on the concepts that are hardest to understand and get your head around. For AI Profit Boardroom members, that might be the more technical side of automation, the workflows, the tools, the integrations that feel a bit overwhelming at first. NotebookLM breaks it down, tests them on it, and keeps going until they actually get it. That is what a tutor does. And you're getting it for free. Now here's the tip I promised you at the start, the one nobody's talking about. You can upload a YouTube transcript directly into NotebookLM and turn it into a quiz. So if one of our AI Profit Boardroom training videos has a transcript, we drop that straight in and generate a quiz from it. That means every piece of video content we create can instantly become an interactive learning tool. No extra work. One upload and NotebookLM does the rest. If you're building a community or a course around AI, that's a game changer you need to start using today. Think about what that means for anyone building a brand, a community, or a business around AI. You're not just making content anymore. You're building a full learning system around everything you already have. Your videos, your documents, your training, all of it becomes interactive. All of it becomes testable. And your audience actually learns instead of just watching and moving on. Here's another angle that most people completely miss. NotebookLM is not just a tool for students, it's a tool for anyone who needs to get smart on a topic fast. Inside AI Profit Boardroom, we're constantly keeping up with new AI tools, new automation workflows, and new ways to help businesses grow. The landscape moves faster, and instead of spending hours reading articles and watching videos just to stay current, we use the Discover feature to pull in the latest resources on a topic, then let NotebookLM quiz us on what we just pulled in. In 15 minutes, you can go from knowing nothing about a topic to being tested on its core concepts. That's a serious edge when things are moving as fast as they are in AI right now. And think about how you can apply this to your own team or community. If you're running a group, a membership, or even just onboarding new people to a process, you can use NotebookLM to build a quick knowledge check around whatever you want them to learn. Use Discover to pull in the right sources, run the quiz prompt, and you've got a training tool that tests people and tells them what to study next, without you having to build any of it manually. That's hours of work gone. That's the kind of leverage AI Profit Boardroom members are learning to build into everything they do. Here's one more thing worth knowing. The difficulty setting inside NotebookLM matters more than people realize. When you're just getting started on a topic, set it to easy. Get comfortable with the basics first, then push the difficulty up and use the regenerate button to keep challenging yourself as you improve. It's a simple system, but it works exactly the way real skill building works. You don't try to lift the heaviest weight on day one. You build up to it. NotebookLM gives you that structure automatically, which is something most people don't even think to use. This update turns NotebookLM from a study tool into something that genuinely feels like a personal AI tutor. It tests you, it analyzes where you went wrong, and it guides you on exactly what to do next. That used to require a lot of time to build properly. Now it's free, and it takes a few minutes to set up. If you're not using this yet, you are making the learning process harder than it needs to be, for yourself and for the people you're trying to help. If you're building out content, training, or resources like this and nobody's finding you online, you've got a traffic problem. That's where SEO comes in. My team at Goldie Agency helps businesses rank higher on Google so they get more leads, more traffic, and more visibility. Check the link in the comments and description to order AI SEO online and let us handle your backlinks while you focus on growing your business. And if you want to rank #1 on Google and get more customers finding you online, join the SEO Elite Circle. That's where we actually teach you how this works. No theory, no recycled tips, just the exact AI SEO systems we're using right now. We break everything down step by step with real workflows, weekly live support, and clear actions you can follow without guessing. If you're serious about scaling with SEO and AI, this is where you start. Hit the link in the description and join the SEO Elite Circle today. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Google just broke everything, and I mean that in the best way possible. This tool used to be a simple note-taking app. Now it is a full content production machine. You upload one document, you get a podcast, you get a video, you get a mind map, you get a full research breakdown, all from the same file, all in under 10 minutes. I am not exaggerating. I tested this myself. I used it to build out an entire content plan for the AI Profit Boardroom, and it took me less time than writing a single email. One upload, 5 different outputs, done. We are talking about AI generated audio, AI generated video, interactive mind maps, smart chat, all powered by your data, not random internet stuff, your actual documents, your actual research made useful. And here is the wild part. Most people still think NotebookLM is just a student tool for taking notes. They have no idea what it can do now. They are sleeping on one of the most powerful workflow tools available right now for free. If you are a content creator, a business owner, an entrepreneur, or anyone who deals with a lot of information, this update changes how you work. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how the new workflow functions. You will see real examples of how I use it to grow the AI Profit Boardroom. You will get the exact steps so you can start immediately, and you're going to want to open NotebookLM the moment this video is over. let us get into it. Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every single comment, so make sure you drop something below and tell me which part of this update are you most excited to try first. Let me start with the real problem, because it is not what most people think. The problem is not that you need more information. You've got too much information already. PDFs sitting in folders you never open, browser tabs you bookmarked 6 months ago, research you did that went nowhere, notes that made sense when you wrote them and make no sense now. You are drowning in data, and nothing is turning that data into something you can actually use. Most people try to solve this by reading more, organizing more, and highlighting more, but that just adds more mess on top of the mess. What you actually need is transformation. You need a tool that takes all that raw, messy, scattered information and turns it into audio you can listen to, visuals you can understand, videos you can publish, and answers you can act on. That is the gap NotebookLM just filled, and the new update is the biggest step forward they have ever made. Quick background before we get into the features, because if you have not used NotebookLM before, you need to understand what makes it different. NotebookLM is Google's AI research tool, but here is the thing that separates it from every other AI tool out there right now. It only works on your data. You upload your documents, your PDFs, your YouTube links, your notes, and it answers questions, builds content, and generates insights using only what you gave it. No hallucinations, no random made up information from the internet, just your material processed intelligently. That accuracy is what makes it powerful for business use. When you are making decisions, building content, or briefing your team, you need answers based on real information, not guesses. And the new update, it took that foundation and built an entire content production system on top of it. Let me walk you through every new feature. Before we go deeper into the features, if you are trying to use AI tools like NotebookLM to grow your business and save serious time, you need to know about the AI Profit Boardroom. It is where serious entrepreneurs come to learn real AI automation workflows. Not theory, not hype. Actual systems you can plug into your business starting today. Tools like NotebookLM, real use cases, real workflows, all in one place. Link is in the description. Go check it out and come straight back. Audio overviews, this is the one that stops people in their tracks the first time they see it. NotebookLM can now turn your documents into a full podcast episode. 2 AI hosts, real back and forth conversation. It sounds like 2 actual experts sitting down and talking through your content. You can pick the style, deep dive, debate, quick summary. You choose the format and it builds the episode from your data. Here is how I used it for the AI Profit Boardroom. I uploaded our full AI automation training framework, all the SOPs, the step-by-step guides, the top community questions from the past 3 months, hit generate. Within minutes, I had a podcast-style episode where 2 AI hosts walked through our entire automation system. I played it in the background while I was working on something else. Think about what that means for your workflow. You could upload a competitor analysis and listen to an AI breakdown during your morning commute. You could upload client research and turn it into an audio briefing for your team. You could upload your own course content and have it become a podcast your audience can consume on the go. No recording, no editing, no audio software. Upload and listen. This is where it starts to feel like having a personal analyst on call. You ask NotebookLM direct questions about your uploaded content, and it gives you specific answers, not generic AI answers pulled from the internet, answers that come from your actual uploaded sources. Here is a real example from the AI Profit Boardroom. I uploaded all our member feedback from the last quarter, our top performing content list, and the most asked questions from our community. Then I asked, what are the 3 most important topics our members want to learn about right now? It gave me a detailed, accurate answer based on real community data. I asked, which content format is driving the most engagement in our community? Instant answer, pulled directly from the data I gave it. This means no more guessing what your audience wants, no more spending hours in analytics dashboards trying to find a pattern. You just ask the question and get the answer in plain language. For any business owner or content creator, this alone is worth spending an hour learning the tool. And this is the one that goes viral every time someone screenshots it. Mind maps. NotebookLM automatically turns your research into a fully interactive visual mind map. Branches, sub-branches, connections between ideas, fully expandable, fully explorable. You can click into topics, collapse areas, zoom in on one section, and see how everything connects. I use this to map the entire AI Profit Boardroom curriculum. Every module, every framework, every use case, uploaded and mapped. In minutes, I could see which topics were connected, which areas need more content, and where the gaps in our training were. Work that would have taken me most of the day was done before my coffee got cold. For creators, this is the thumbnail moment. Every single time someone sees a mind map expand and fill the screen, they stop scrolling. It is a visual that makes complex information feel clear and exciting, chaos into clarity instantly. This one is specifically for content creators and business owners who are tired of spending hours producing content that could be automated. Video overviews. NotebookLM can now generate a full video from your documents. Slides are created automatically. Narration is written and delivered. Key quotes, images, and data are pulled from your source material and placed into the presentation. I uploaded our weekly AI Profit Boardroom Insights report. All the trends we spotted, the tools we tested, the results members were seeing. NotebookLM turned it into a fully narrated video presentation, slides finished, script finished, visuals placed correctly. That is a YouTube video, that is a team training module. That is a client presentation without sitting in a video editor for 2 hours, without recording yourself. You generate it, you review it, and you publish it. NotebookLM is not a note-taking app anymore. It is a research to content pipeline. And the people who figure this out now are going to produce more, move faster, and do it all with less effort than the people who ignore it. That is the real advantage here. Not just saving time, building a gap between you and everyone else who's still doing things the slow way. If you are trying to use AI tools like NotebookLM to grow your business and save serious time, you need to know about the AI Profit Boardroom. It is where serious entrepreneurs come to learn real AI automation workflows. Not theory, not hype. Actual systems you can plug into your business starting today. Tools like NotebookLM, real use cases, real workflows, all in one place. Link is in the description. Go check it out and come straight back. If you want the full process, the SOPs, and access to 100 plus AI use cases exactly like this one, go join the AI Success Lab right now. It is completely free. Link is in the comments and in the description below. You will get all the notes from this video plus access to our community of 40,000 members who are already using AI every day to work smarter and build better. Today, I'm going to show you something that just changed everything. Google dropped an update to NotebookLM that nobody's talking about yet. You can start work, close your laptop, and AI finishes it while you're gone. This is the first time AI actually works like a real assistant. It's easy, it's free, and it's live right now. All right, let me explain what just happened here. Google NotebookLM already helped you research stuff and write content, but this new update is different. You know how you start something, then you have to sit there and wait for it to finish? Not anymore. You click start, you walk away, you get a notification when it's done. That's it. AI is literally working in the background now, like a real person on your team. Think about that for a second. You're not stuck waiting. You're not refreshing the page. You start 3 tasks, go make lunch, come back, and all 3 are sitting there ready. This is the first step toward AI that doesn't need you watching it. And that changes how you use these tools completely.
Hey, if we haven't met already, I'm the digital avatar of Julian Goldie, CEO of SEO agency Goldie Agency. Whilst he's helping clients get more leads and customers, I'm here to help you get the latest AI updates. Julian Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below.
So what is NotebookLM? It's Google's AI research assistant. You give it documents, PDFs, links, whatever. It reads everything, understands context. Then it writes summaries, scripts, notes, insights, all based on your stuff. Not random internet data, your data. That's the key difference between this and ChatGPT or Perplexity. Those tools search the web. NotebookLM uses what you give it. So if you're a content creator, you upload your research. If you're a student, you upload your notes. If you're building something, you upload your case studies. Then AI does the work. But here's what's new. Before this update, you had to stay in the app. You click generate, then sit there, wait for it to finish, keep the tab open. Now you don't. You start a task in the studio section. Could be a podcast script, could be a summary, could be insights from 10 different documents. You hit generate, close the browser, and go do something else. When it's done, you get a push notification on your phone, on your desktop, wherever. You open it back up, and the work is sitting there. Let me show you exactly how this works. First, you open NotebookLM, create a new notebook, upload your sources. PDFs work great. So do Google Docs, links, text files. You can add 10 different sources if you want. The AI reads all of them together. That's important. It connects ideas across everything you upload. So if you give it 3 articles about the same topic, it finds patterns, it sees what's missing, it builds something better than any single source. Once your sources are loaded, you go to Studio. That's where you generate outputs. Let's say you want a podcast script. You click that option, add any custom instructions if you want, like make it funny or keep it professional, or add examples, then you hit generate. Here's the magic part. You don't wait. You close the tab. You switch apps. You can even shut down your computer if you're on mobile. The AI keeps working. A few minutes later, you get the notification, task complete. You open it back up, and there's your script, fully written, ready to use. And if you want to dive deeper into workflows like this, automating content creation, lead generation, or scaling with AI, you need to check out the AI Profit Boardroom. That's where we break down every step of using tools like NotebookLM to save hours every single day and get real results. I'll drop the link in the description. It's the best place to learn how to automate your workflow and scale faster with AI. Now, let me tell you why this matters. Time, that's it. You're not sitting around waiting anymore. You can stack tasks, start 5 things at once, leave, come back to 5 finished outputs. If you're making content, this is huge. Upload your research in the morning, start 3 scripts, go film something else. By lunch, all 3 scripts are done. If you're a student, upload your lecture notes, generate summaries and flashcards, go study something else while AI handles the boring part. If you're running an agency or building something, upload client docs or case studies, generate reports, go take a meeting, come back to finished work. Here's a real use case. Let's say you run a YouTube channel. You need scripts every week before you'd research topics, take notes, write outlines, write the script. Hours of work. Now, you find 3 good articles or PDFs about your topic. Upload them to NotebookLM. Tell it to write a YouTube script with a hook, storytelling, and examples. Hit generate, close the app, go record a different video. When you're done filming, your new script is waiting. That's how you go from 1 video a week to 3 or 4. Same effort, more output. Another one, lead generation. Let's say you want to post on LinkedIn or Twitter. You need ideas, you need insights. Upload industry reports or competitor content. Ask NotebookLM for gaps, opportunities, or hot takes. Close the app, go do outreach. When you come back, you've got 10 post ideas ready to go. You just spent 0 time brainstorming. Here's another use case, building something new. SaaS idea, product, service, whatever. You don't know where to start. Upload startup case studies, upload market research. Ask NotebookLM what's missing, what problems aren't solved yet, what opportunities exist. It pulls insights from everything you gave it. You walk away, come back to a full breakdown. Ideas, gaps, next steps, all sitting there. Students, this one's for you. Upload your lecture slides, your textbook chapters, your notes. Tell NotebookLM to generate summaries, study questions, and flashcards. Leave the app, go to class. By the time you're back, everything's ready. You didn't waste time rewriting notes. You didn't spend an hour making flashcards. AI did it while you were learning something else. Podcasters, same thing. Upload research about your next episode, articles, interviews, transcripts. Ask for a full podcast script with an intro, main points, examples, and an outro. Close the app, go record something else. Script's done when you're ready. Now let me give you some power moves. First, use multiple sources. Don't just upload 1 PDF. Upload 5, 10 if you can. The AI connects ideas across all of them. It finds patterns you'd miss. It builds something better than any single source. That's the stacked sources trick. More input equals better output. Second, upgrade your prompts. Don't just say, summarize this, be specific. Say, turn this into a YouTube script with hooks, storytelling, and examples. Or say, generate 5 LinkedIn posts with bold takes and data. The more clear you are, the better the output. So since you're walking away anyway, you might as well ask for exactly what you need. Third, batch your tasks. Start 3 or 4 at once. Don't do one, wait, do another, wait, do all of them. Close the app, come back to everything finished. That's how you save real time. Stack the work. Let AI handle it all at once. Fourth, combine tools. Use NotebookLM for research and scripts. Use ChatGPT to refine or add personality. Use CapCut or Descript to edit the video. Each tool does what it's best at. You're not trying to force one tool to do everything. You're building a workflow. Fifth, mobile and desktop combo. Start a task on your computer. Get the notification on your phone. Open it on your phone. Review the output while you're out. Send it to yourself. Keep moving. You're not tied to one device anymore. Now let's talk about limits, because this tool isn't perfect. It's not real time like ChatGPT. You can't have a back and forth conversation. It's async. You give it work. It does the work. It gives it back. That's the flow. If you need instant responses, ChatGPT is better. If you need to brainstorm live, ChatGPT is better. But if you need deep research and polished outputs based on your own documents, NotebookLM wins. Also, the quality depends on what you give it. If you upload bad sources, you get bad outputs. Garbage in, garbage out. So use good PDFs, clear documents, relevant links. Don't just throw random stuff at it and hope for magic. Give it solid input and you'll get solid results. Another thing, it can miss nuance. If your topic is super complex or needs a lot of context, you might need to edit the output. AI gets you 80% there. You do the last 20%. That's normal. Don't expect perfect, expect good. Then you make it great. Beginner mistakes, vague prompts. If you just say summarize this, you'll get a boring summary. Be specific, say what you want, how you want it, who it's for. That's how you get something useful. Also, people upload poor quality documents, scanned PDFs with no text, blurry images. AI can't read that stuff. Use clean files. Now let's compare this to other tools real quick. NotebookLM versus ChatGPT. ChatGPT is better for general tasks, brainstorming, quick questions, creative writing. NotebookLM is better for document-based research, deep dives, multi-source summaries. If you're working with your own files, NotebookLM. If you're working with ideas, ChatGPT. NotebookLM versus Perplexity. Perplexity searches the web. It finds current information fast, great for news, trends, live data. NotebookLM uses your data, private, focused, no web search. So if you need to know what's happening right now on the internet, perplexity, if you need to analyze your own documents, NotebookLM. The big idea here, NotebookLM is private knowledge AI. The others are public knowledge AI. That's the difference. You control what it knows. You control the sources. You're not pulling random stuff from the web. You're building outputs based on exactly what you gave it. So who should use this? Creators, if you make videos, posts, articles, anything, upload your research, generate scripts, walk away, content's ready when you are. Founders, if you're building something, upload case studies, market research, competitor analysis, get insights and ideas without spending hours reading. Agencies, if you have clients, upload their docs, generate reports, summaries, strategies, deliver faster. Students, if you're learning anything, upload notes, slides, read-ins, get summaries and study guides without the grunt work. Beginners, this tool is easy, no coding, no setup, just upload and go. Advanced users, if you're building workflows, automating tasks, this fits right in. Start tasks, let them run, move to the next thing. Here's what you need to do right now. Go to NotebookLM, create a notebook, upload one PDF, anything. An article you saved, a report, a document. Then go to Studio, tell it to generate a summary or a script, hit generate, close the app, wait for the notification, open it back up. Look at what it made. That's it. You just tested async AI work. Now imagine doing that 10 times a day. That's how you save hours every single week. And if you want to dive deeper into workflows like this, automating content creation, lead generation, or scaling with AI, you need to check out the AI Profit Boardroom. That's where we break down every step of using tools like NotebookLM to save hours every single day and get real results. I'll drop the link in the description. It's the best place to learn how to automate your workflow and scale faster with AI. And if you want the full process, SOPs, and over 100 AI use cases like this one, join the AI Success Lab. Links in the comments and description. You'll get all the video notes from there, plus access to our community of 38,000 members who are crushing it with AI. Comment below and tell me what you'd automate with this. Scripts, research, study guides, let me know. Julian reads every comment. And if you got value from this, hit the like button, subscribe if you want more AI updates like this. I'll see you in the next one.
Trained in AI and coaches everyone on those calls. So feel free to get that link in the comments description, and appreciate you watching. All right. See you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye. Today, we are going to be talking about Google Gemini and NotebookLM. They have a new integration inside Gemini where you can actually load notebooks from NotebookLM, and you can actually use multiple notebooks, as you can see. And I'm going to show you some of the most powerful ways to use this feature. All right. What you can actually do is you can take an example notebook. So let's say, for example, I want to learn more about, for example, Google anti-gravity, right? What I can do is take some of the best trainings on anti-gravity inside NotebookLM. So for example, like this, I can copy this video from YouTube, go to NotebookLM, create a custom notebook that's trained on anti-gravity. And then inside here, that is now custom trained on this, right? So what I can do inside Gemini is link these together. So I can pull in that anti-gravity training, like, right? And then I could say, okay, using Canvas, create a beautifully designed landing page, show me the best ways to use NotebookLM for AI SEO, right? And pulling in that notebook and all the custom training there, I can actually create like SaaS tools, mini apps, etc. using Notebook. All right. And if you have any questions as we go along, feel free to ask. But basically, Google is quietly connected two of their most powerful free AI tools, right? NotebookLM and Gemini now work together as a system. This is a paid feature inside Gemini, but Gemini and NotebookLM are actually free to use, all right? And almost nobody's talking about this yet. So here's why it matters to you. NotebookLM is where you store your knowledge, your documents, your SOPs, your client info, your research, up to 300 sources in a single notebook. Gemini is the builder. It makes apps, websites, images, landing pages, interactive tools, and now they can talk to each other. So what does that actually mean? It means you can actually work and build working mini apps, landing pages, client tools, and business systems, all based on your specific data, not generic AI stuff, your stuff. And during this video, we're going to test this live and see what it can really do. So I'm going to show you how to connect your notebooks to Gemini. We'll build real tools in real time, things like quizzes, client portals, content dashboards, etc., all pulling in from your custom knowledge. And this is the kind of update that changes how you run your whole business, because you've got less manual work, but more systems designed for doing the heavy lifting for you. All right. So let's get straight into this. You can see we've got the landing page being built over here, and it's coding out directly. And this is based on the custom information on the notebook we quickly created over here for anti-gravity. The old way, let's talk about the old way versus the new way, right? So, for example, for building business tools, you have to use like ChatGPT with zero context about your business, get generic outputs that don't fit, spend hours customizing everything by hand. The new way is that you can load your notebooks into Gemini. It already knows your offers, your voice, and your results. And then the outputs are personalized from the start, right? Like you can see right here, right? So we've created this awesome landing page based on the notebook that we pulled in, right? Pretty cool. It's the same, for example, for creating like sales pages. Before, you would have to hire a copywriter and wait days, go back and forth on revisions, write it yourself and hope it sounds okay. Now what you can do is that you can actually create landing pages like, right? So we can go to Canvas here. We can upload a notebook. So let's take, for example, something that's custom trained on me, my business. So for example, let's take this one here, right? The advanced sales operating procedure. We'll take that. This is a playbook for my sales team that teaches them how to sell SEO. And so I'm going to say, okay, based on the attached notebook, create a landing page for my SEO agency's services. And then, or especially says you can run the code preview in Gemini itself. You can if you're using Canvas, right? So make sure that you selected Canvas, and then from there, yes, you can run the code yourself, right? So you can see how this is taking the information from the notebook and then using it to generate the landing page, as you can see right here. All right, so it's taking the information from the sales SOP and then using that to code out a landing page that we can actually preview, right? And so you can't do this inside NotebookLM. You can't create like mini apps inside NotebookLM, but you can inside Google Gemini. And that's the difference right here. The same, for example, like building client tools, right? The old way was you get a developer and wait weeks, hope they understand what you actually want, spend more time explaining than it would do to do it yourself, describe what you need. Whereas now what you can do is just describe what you need to plain English, watch Gemini build a working app in 60 seconds, and it's grounded in your actual business data. The final way that I would say this is different is like creating content. Before, you'd be staring at a blank page, wondering what to write, trying to remember what worked before, and guessing what your audience wants to hear. Now what you can do is load your best performing content into a notebook, ask Gemini to create new content in the same style, and get outputs that sound like you because they're based on you. So you can see the big differences here. I didn't tell it to create anything for Goldie Agency, but it's actually taken the notebook, reference that, and then use that to build this beautiful landing page, like you can see, based on how our process works, what we do, what's different, etc. It's even created some custom packages, which are pretty cool, and then added some FAQs as well. And so we've automated a beautiful looking landing page. Let's get a shareable version of this, and I'll show you what I mean. So we'll grab this landing page, and this is a web page we've just automated in like literally 2 clicks, right? Just by loading in the notebook. And look at that, right? How beautiful is that? And it's all built custom based on our notebook. So it's absolutely awesome how much, what you can do with this. Your only limitation is just understanding, okay, what can you put together? How can you fit this together and how can you implement it into your business? Now, some people say I'm not technical enough for this stuff, but here's what most people think. They see words like AI and apps and systems and the brain goes, that's for coders. That's for technical people, not for me. And that's wrong. The whole point of this update is that you describe what you want in plain English, like you're talking to a person. So for example, you could say, build me a quiz that asks 5 questions and tells people which of my services is right for them. That's it. That's the prompt. No code, no technical skills required, just words. And if you can describe what you want, you can build it, like you can see today. The real skill isn't being technical, it's knowing your business well enough to describe what would help. And you already know that. So you see how powerful this is. Now, let me talk you through the framework that I've set out for you here. All right, so all the video notes from today are inside the AI Success Lab. You can just Google the AI Success Lab if you can't find it. And if you go to the classroom over here, and then you're going to go to December 2025 new automations, right? And inside the new automation section, you can see these notes on NotebookLM. So it shows you exactly what it works, all the limited beliefs, how to avoid it. And I'm actually going to walk you through the Goldie Knowledge Factory framework. So this is a simple framework to think about how this works. I call it the knowledge factory. So step number 1 is you gather all your knowledge into notebooks, SOPs, testimonials, case studies, content, research, client data frameworks. Let me show you an example. So if we have a look at, let's go back here. So for example, we've got our playbooks and our SOPs for the sales team inside this notebook. And we just uploaded the document over here, right? This notebook is actually trained on our best performing content. And you can edit the name of the notebook just so it's more organized, which is what I'm doing right now. And we've actually taken the most popular content from our YouTube channel and use that to generate like a best content, a greatest hits content analyzer, as you can see over here, right? So you can see how easy this stuff is. You're going to collect all your knowledge and put it into notebooks. One thing we could also do is we could actually take the testimonials from my website So let's grab some of these. I'd say this, plug them in here. All right. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to, do you know what? I'm going to use Gemini Flash for this because I think it's the fastest. I'm going to just say, take all the testimonials from this page plus extract them, right? And basically that will take all the information from my website, and it's quite messy. We've got 56 pages of mess here, and we're just going to take all the testimonials from this page, right? So you can see it's taking all the testimonials, as you can see. So now what we're going to do is, based on those testimonials, I'm going to plug those into NotebookLM, and we're going to create a testimonial collector, right? So that we have a notebook that's custom trained on our best testimonials. I'll explain why in a minute. So we'll insert that, then we're going to change this to testimonial collection, right? And so just to recap it, we have the best performing content, the greatest hits content, NotebookLM. We have the sales SP with the training for our sales team, and with the testimonial collection right here, right? Super simple and easy to do. Now what we're going to do is we're going to load that into NotebookLM. And I'll show you how that works in a minute, but I'm just going to talk you through the rest of the framework. So from here, you create, right? So you tell Gemini what to build. That could be apps, pages, tools, content. It runs from your data. So how do we do that? So if we go back to Gemini over here, we're going to take, for example, some of the notebooks that were built recently. So what we can actually do, this is going to be interesting. So we're going to take the sales SP training document here, add that into Gemini, as you can see, and then we're going to say, build me a client intake quiz based on my sales SP notebook. And then we're going to load qualification criteria, pricing tiers and service descriptions, and output that into an interactive mini app that scores leads and recommends the right package. So we're going to build that now. I just need to change this to Canvas. There we go. Gemini UI is pretty nice. Actually, it's so easy to edit that prompt and just fix it. And if you have questions as we go along, feel free to ask. And anything you want me to see me build with this, just let me know as well. Or any questions you have, just let me know. And you can see how that's beginning to build out now. All right, so that's beginning to build out the quiz, as you can see, and we're generating that quiz content. And the other thing we could do here as well is we could actually generate landing pages. Let me show you exactly how that works, right? So if we open up a new, and you can have multiple tabs running here. So if we go back to Google Gemini, we're going to go to Canvas here, and I'm going to say, okay, generate a sales page for my offer, load the testimonials, notebook plus sales SP with the offer details, and then create a full landing page with real testimonials, real results, and real copy, plus use the offer inside the sales SP, right? And now what we're going to do is add a new notebook here, and we're going to take the sales SP plus the testimonial collection. We're going to enter like so, and now we can load these two notebooks, one of them being my sales training playbook, one of them being my best case studies. We're going to generate a sales page based on that using the canvas inside Gemini, right? So you can reference multiple different notebooks when you're building with this stuff. Now we also have the growth quiz here. So we've generated a client intake quiz based on the information, and then we can plug in, for example, the quiz here, and you see how it's clean and it's nice, the layout and everything. So I'm going to put, for example, I'm a business owner recovering from a traffic drop, and have I built backlinks before? I'm going to put no, this is new to me, and then it actually recommends the best strategy based on that, right? And from there you can click on get max and actually sign up, right? Really cool little feature. You could use this like a lead generation magnet to funnel traffic. Now, if we go back to Gemini here, we've also got the new page that is taking the testimonials from the testimonial generator, right? So these are all real testimonials from the notebook that has my best testimonials inside it, right? And so I'm using that knowledge and that data to build out an awesome sales page that we can then funnel traffic, right? And all the content is written pretty nicely. The information is real and everything else. You can see, okay, here's the old way, here's the new way style of content. And then here's what we do, here's why we do it, here's why we trust it, etc. And it's got the information with the testimonials. So it's combined the sales training notebook and the notebook with our testimonials, and then create this beautiful landing page. But you could also do something like, if we go back here, we could create like a team knowledge page browser, right? And you could actually load all of your training documents and FAQs across multiple notebooks, import them in here, and then the output would be a searchable like mini app that you can actually query and ask for, right? And so just to recap on the Goldie Knowledge Factory framework, step 1 is collect, step 2 is connect, step 3 is create, step 4 is customize, right? So use the canvas to really customize and edit and refine it, make it perfect, save it as a template, and then compound, right? It's the final step. So really every tool that you build saves you time forever. So you can stack them up and watch your business run smoother, right? And that's it, 5 steps: collect, connect, create, customize, compound. So we've built the lead qualification quiz, as you've seen today, and that funnels traffic to our offers. We could, for example, build out an ROI calculator, again, using similar sort of stuff. So we could go back to Gemini now, go back to that chat that loaded our notebooks, which is this one, and then we could say, okay, now create this. And that will actually create the calculator based on the information we plugged in. But you could also, for example, go into Gemini here, and you could take the guided learning section, and then anything that your team needs to learn about, we can pull in that notebook, right? So if we go inside, for example, the sales recipe, right? And we'll say, help me learn about this, right? And your team can do this. So they can take the notebook that you've created to train them, and you say, help me learn about this. And then it'll actually create this sort of learning guide based on that information that we've plugged in here, right? And we can choose, okay, what learning path do you want? So for example, let's say the perfect sales score. I'm going to plug that in. And now it's creating that, as you can see here, right? Pretty simple and easy. So it really breaks down like complex stuff. And this is like a 70-page document into really simple and easy to understand methods. So in terms of implementing this, I wanted to give you a 30-day knowledge factory plan. And here's how to put this all into action over the next month. So week 1, audit your knowledge, create your first notebook, and create a second notebook for like SOPs and processes, right? Upload everything about how you work. From there, connection, right? Learn how to link notebooks to Gemini, play around, ask questions, get comfortable, build your first simple tool. It could be a quiz or a calculator, something small just to get a win, and then refine it with Canvas. Make it look good. Save it as a template inside Gemini. Then you're going to start creating and then compounding, right? And the homework, after you've done that, post your progress inside the profit board, right? So you go inside the community here, post your wins, post your progress, etc. Give an update like Scott has done here a few hours ago, and just update us on the journey and how it's going. You can really make this into a powerful combo. So you can use like multi-notebook magic, and this is where it gets really powerful. So you can query multiple notebooks at once. This means you can ask questions across your entire business. So you could have a business intelligence app, right? Which loads a sales notebook, marketing notebooks, operation notebooks, asks what's your biggest bottleneck to get more clients, and then gets cross-referenced insights from all your business data, right? You could also load 5 different competitive research notebooks, output an interactive tool to compare any 2 competitors on any dimension, and then you would learn exactly how to position yourself based on that, right? I know you might be thinking, okay, this sounds good, but does it actually work for real people? And that's a great question. Inside the profit board, and we actually have members posting wins like every single day, and I can't make up the results, so I can only point you to the proof, right? So if you check out the win section inside their profit board, you'll see all the wins and how people are getting results with AI. As you can see, these are all wins from actual people, real people inside the profit board. And then also, if you check out this document, we have over 100 pages of testimonials from people like you who are winning with AI, right? So if you want to learn and grow and improve with AI, you can see all of these people winning with it, getting results, getting awesome testimonials, that sort of thing. For example, Marcus says things like this are what makes the community so valuable, right? Virgil said Julian's one-click NA10 workflow replicator is absolutely insane, right? He said, I just want to say hats off to Julian's one-click NA10 replicator trick. So have a look what else we got here. So for example, Bard Doctor says, thank you, Julian. You're absolutely amazing. We love you and your work. And so people get results with AI following the strategies I'm showing every single day. If you want to be part of that, join the AI Profit Boarding. All right. Let's come back to here. All right. So if you want to check out the AI Profit Boarding, let me talk you through exactly what you get. So inside here, you get the community, and this is all a bunch of winners who are getting results, sharing, all helping each other grow and learn and get results with AI, as you can see, right? So it's a very active community, lots of new comments, people posting all the time inside here. So if you want to learn about this stuff, you can. Inside the classroom, we have all of my best trainings. So if you want to learn about AI, how to implement it, etc., it's all inside the classroom here. For example, lead generation of social media. You got our playbook that I personally use for my whole business. And if you're just learning AI from scratch, you're a complete beginner, etc., then you can learn how to use AI from zero knowledge to becoming an expert in just 6 weeks. All right, we've got a full classroom course on it right there. And then if you need live help, live support, live coaching, you can jump on the coaching course 4 times per week, as you can see right here, or you can watch back the recordings. Now, on top of that, we're actually giving away a bunch of other extras, as you can see right here. All right. And the thing that I would say here is knowing what's possible and actually doing it are 2 different things. That's why I created the Alpha Warning. It's not training. It's not just courses. It's a complete system you can plug into your business. And here's all the sort of stuff you get, like pre-built client funnels, AI outreach engines, YouTube avatar kits, done for you client delivery workflows, training on like how to get clients, etc. And also you get access to my school playbook for building and growing communities like I've done on school. You'll get my AI avatar system so you can clone yourself and scale content without being on camera. You'll get my Twitter AI automation methods that shows you how I reach so many people with Twitter, my Empire Builder Focus Manual, which is my personal system for staying productive. And this is all inside the AI Profit Boarding. So feel free to get that. Appreciate you watching as always, and I'll see you on the next one.